cross my heart. Don't wanna feel your touch like ice tracing on my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you break me, but something about it makes us so, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. Frozen in a dream, I can't escape the thoughts of you. If I try to leave, when I'm with you I can't move. It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you break me, but something about it makes us so, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold.
Top of the morning to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day for everybody out there at the moment. It's time for some Call of Duty Challengers Elite action. We're in week 1. It's day number 2, and I'm joined by Proper for today's games here in Europe. Of course, my name's Infinity. Andy, we have a couple of great series on our hands. We are kicking things off with a roster known as Elite 2. Terrible name, by the way, guys, going head-to-head with Rams.
He was very adamant about that. I just want everybody to keep
I
that in
am.
mind. Very adamant in the digital green room about his feeling about the name of Elite 2. But they are going up against Rams, and if you are unfamiliar with EU COD, I don't know why you're watching this, but you are very familiar. You will be very familiar with this team, I'm sure, by the end of Elite 2 through their run through Elite number 1. This team of Nvidia and Journey, Lucky, and Metals are quite adept. The Spaniards have been playing together since the launch of the game, and that's respect within its own self. But this Elite 2 roster, I hate on their team name as you will, Brody. They're a team that have been placing top 16, 32s, a couple 64s here and there. Now they've been able to find their strides, whether it's the meta, whether it's their feel. These 4 players of Grad, Hawk, Raffi, and Wardy, they finally have an opportunity to really stick it into a region that really has no toss-up. There are more than enough teams that are tied up at 1 apiece going in 1-1 going in towards day number 2.
Absolutely, there are. As a matter of fact, I think there's 6 teams, I want to say, out of the 8 here in Europe that are all 1-1 going into day number 2. Only one went flawless yesterday, and that was, of course, Passion that came out of the gates swinging. So congratulations to them. They've had an awesome start. But for both of these 2 teams, they are 1-1. And I apologize, guys, for me being in the Matrix right now. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with my camera. I thought I had a fix for that, but apparently I do not. So I'm going to stay like this and really creep you guys out. Anyway, we have a really good series on our hands, of course. Everybody at home will remember the fact that Rams are Stage 1 champions here in Europe for Challengers Elite. Of course, we also have this Elite 2 roster that are in a very different position. Stage 1 for them was not kind. They didn't get into stage number 1. They weren't even in the conversation, I think, really, back in the qualifier. And so this here for them is a chance to prove themselves proper.
It absolutely is. So the first map here in this best of 5 set will be on Raid Hardpoint. And going through Elite numbers, Stage 1, this was a fallback for Rams. They finished 7-1 overall through the overall Stage 1. They did end up beating Orgless here 250 to 210 yesterday. Starting off this map, they will have the favorite side of the map. So Elite 2, they are kind of trapped inside P1. And although they're getting a lot of time, Rams, they're more focused on the middle of the map.
Absolutely, they are. Right now, it's Elite 2 in the hard point early on. A great start for Rafi at 3-0. We'll see now whether or not Elite 2 are able to hold on to this time as Rams want to make their way on in. Lucky's able to pick up one, looking for the second in Hawkeye. Journey is there for the trade. So Rams will be able to pick up the immediate time here. The last 20 seconds should go their way. And now we have Elite 2 spawning out on the other side of the map, Andy.
So now you just want to zone them out. Okay, Crick Sixes and all, you would love to be able to find that kill via the driveway. So now Rafi has an opportunity to be able to collect some of that clock. Not unless Lucky has anything to say about it. A little battle over the last 5 seconds, but the real focus is on the rotation over towards New. The battle over this kitchen might just mean everything. You can see the way Elite 2 are setting it up. They want to try to get the funny window away. They're just going to try to break through the front, uncoordinated as it may be. It's a 2-for-1 trade in Elite's favor.
It is indeed. Wardy now looking for his way in. He's got Hawkeye in for support. He's going to fall, so now up to Hawkeye. Grad also there at the front. Falls down just to Grad at the front of this hard point. Rams looking to hold on to this time. Grad looking for the one. He will get it. Unfortunately for him, though, is traded out. And now you've got one more push realistically left in this for Elite 2 as they try to find their way in. Stop Rams from earning this time. Rafi's able to pick up one. Invidian trying to put a stop to it. He's able to pick up one. Now looking for some more as Elite 2 continuing to apply the pressure to the front of this hard point. They're now surely going to back away here, Randy. This last 20 seconds should be the Rams. And now as we make our way towards the rotation, Rams starting to push up this left side.
That was a brilliant retake. Again, the way that Elite 2 were able to take it through the front, they were unable to break the spawn. So now Rams had an opportunity to be able to fight over the scrap time. Elite 2 had no presence over P2. They're hoping to get a strong fortitude over by P3. It's going to go down to Wardy to hold this back. Generator, you also have Rafi inside the hill just trying to lock things down. Grab was trying to create space, but they will be traded as Rams look to press on forward.
Rams looking to hold on to this. Look at the spawn coming in here. A player spawning out over towards the vent. Players also spawning out in the mid. And this is a chance for the Rams to find their way on in and stop Elite 2 from getting this time. And they do. The last kill comes on through. Invidian going to be responsible for that. And now Rams spawning close. But it won't be long before Elite 2 are trying to have another bite at the pie here. Wardy going to wait for his teammate. Maybe not. It's Invidian now looking for streaks on an 8 spree. Having a heck of a game here. Invidian, ironically enough, switching over to the AK-74U. This is not normal for a player such as Invidian, the main AR for this Rams lineup.
Yeah, and that's a 74U that Invidian picked up all the way back inside of Kitchen. Keep in mind, they were on a 5 spree by the time P2 was done. It's just been doing a great job of keeping their life, playing their role. Of course, that's where the kill streak will come to an end, but they still have the score streaks available for usage if they can't break this P4 setup that Elite 2 have from the front via the gun pressure that Rams have had ever since the opening breakoff. 100 to 51. Elite 2, they need a strong setup here. At least 40 seconds, Rams are looking to break on in.
They do indeed, and here comes one of those streaks from Invidian. It's going to be the cruise missile. That'll let them know that an artillery strike is on the cards here. Invidian are going to bend it like Beckham and take out Wardy. Nice little boot in the face as Rams starting to earn some kills here on this point. And this is important time. It will give them quite a lead over Elite 2 going to the 5th and final hill here on the rotation of Raid Hardpoint. And for the Elite at the moment, I guess it's just about pushing this time, Andy.
It's brilliant from Rams. You can always keep them on their back foot. So what if you're Elite 2? You're going to try to pressure out the scrap time. You're hoping for a setup, but Journey in the middle of the map is able to find 2 kills, and Elite 2's break potential through the front of basketball courts via Tiki is just unsuccessful. So, and they still have an artillery strike in their back pocket. This is a dominate first set of hills so far from the Rams is 140 to 64 going inside of P5 and Elite 2. I mean, they're just scared. They don't know when this artillery strike might end up coming through if the information's already pinged, but they need this time.
If you can waste it on this hill, get out of the way early, that would be huge for Elite 2. Currently in the hard point. Here comes the artillery strike coming in. I don't believe it does anything other than the remove Elite 2 from the hard point. So the Rams now have an opportunity to find their way on. And Raffi with a huge two-piece there. And there's the artillery strike gone out of the way. That's what I said right proper. They needed to get rid of it. That's exactly what happens. And now Elite 2 starting to earn some time. But actually, another artillery strike now coming in from the Rams. Elite 2 here going to have to deal with that. And that's Lucky now on an 8 spree. He's finally going to fall. But that is definitely another cruise missile earned.
In Elite 2, they do a great job of just combating against all artillery strikes, and plus the cruise missile that Lucky has. You might expect it's the second set of hills, but what a great job from leading out the artillery, talking about getting out a second from Lucky's spree, and we're able to walk away P5 with almost 100 points, but are still in a commanding part of this game. They're here for the initial time of P1. They're already zoning away the middle of the map. Wardy's going rogue towards jungle, and you would expect that pinch to try to come through as Elite 2 are pushing up driveway.
You would indeed. Raffi and Hawkey could potentially implement a pincer movement here as Rams are going to come through in the mid-map. It's going to be Metals and Journey. Metals able to win one. Good trade coming on through those. The Rams can't really find their way in. Here we're going to see that second streak coming out from Lucky. It's a good streak too. It removes Elite from the hard point. The last player left up is going to be Grad. Lovely two-piece as well from Journey. And at this point, that should be all the streaks gone now from the Rams. We saw 2 artilleries earlier on. That will be the last cruise missile also. Now it's just about what can you do with your guns. Journey's proven that he can do quite a lot at the moment at 18 and 9.
Every single time Elite 2 think that they have some breathing space, and they either get struck out or they ended up getting bulldozed over via gun skill coming out from Rams. 18 and 9 double positive for Journey, 15 and 9 for Invidian, 15 and 6 for Lucky. How many times, Brody, are we going to talk about Rams? And if Invidian's popping off, this team is doing quite well. It's 185 to 95. And yes, Elite 2 are here for the initial time, but Rams are already threatening us from 2 different sides.
Big time for Elite 2. Raffi's going to fall. The Rams now have managed to find their way on in. Now, the good news for Elite 2 is they should keep on spawning around that back line so they can continue to mount up the pressure inside this hard point. At the very least, stop Rams from getting this time as Wardy ends up picking up Lucky inside the hard point. Elite 2 are now going to start to get some time here, but this is time you cannot afford to give away. Raffi looking to get this kill against Journey. Will do so, and Elite 2 now just dealing with the pressure from the front. A lovely set of kills coming in here from Elite 2. Again, necessary time with 25 seconds left on this hill, but we turn our attention over towards the rotation here, Andy. Rams, they are over here. Journey able to win one. Trades coming on through. You've got one player inside Jim. Big one fight there for Wardy to win, and now it's just Lucky. A 1 versus 1 right now. Wardy versus Lucky. Lucky surely just going to save some time here for the rest of his teammates to come on through from bedroom. And Wardy, what can you do? Semtex being thrown his way. He's able to pick up one. Trades coming on through here, but it's going to be Elite 2 looking to hold on to the time. Metals, the last player left up. He's able to pick up one. Can he pick up the second in? No, he cannot. And Elite 2 are going to hold on.
And we'll hold on for the time being, and reinforcements will get here, but now the Rams are trying to just brute force their way through red, but this is where Elite 2 have really been able to spread themselves very wide. This is a great setup for Elite 2, all off of the heroics of a handful of players, but Rams, now they're reeling. This is a 30-point game, but here comes the break from the front. 27 seconds left inside the hard point. Rams are going to be successful in that. Elite 2, they're just going to say, that's fine. We're going to go over towards P4. Rams, they don't have any kill streaks left and available to break up the setup the same way that they did the last time we were over inside the basketball court. So Elite 2, they need that strong setup that they didn't get a chance to showcase last time.
This has been a somewhat solid resurgence for Elite 2 over the course of the last 2 hills. And now, of course, we move over towards basketball. They once again win the rotation. We'll see now whether or not Elite 2 can hold onto it. As you say, no streaks for the Rams here. So it's all going to come down to some of these crucial first engagements. Invidian and Journey trying to make their way on through. They play the numbers game. They make their way into the kitchen area. Some map control now being afforded to the Rams. Wardy in the back line. It's a play you need to take down. Lucky's able to do it, but unfortunately for them, Grad spawns all the way out towards Laundry. Now it's just one player left on the assault, and Elite 2, they are going to survive the initial push.
It's just like you say, Greg gets gifted a spawn behind back Laundry. Are they going to read that Rams just got that spawn back tiles? And the answer is no, not quite yet. And Hawk has to go big. Reinforcements are over by the pool. Wardy's going to be there. Hawk laying prone inside of Waits is going to be able to shut down one. But Journey answers back with 2 of their own. That's the break inside the hill. 15 seconds remaining. Rams cannot close it out here. This will go over towards P5. for sure, but it's just one more break that Rams only need.
Absolutely is. That early lead that Rams built up, it's certainly proving advantageous at the moment now, but Elite 2, they are once again in control of this rotation. If they do not be broken here, they will be fine. It's just a case of whether or not that's going to happen. Mel's able to pick up one inside Zig, so there's potential for a push here coming in from him and Journey. And Journey's able to win one against Grad, so now Rams inside the point. They just need 10 seconds. If you're Elite 2, you're spawning out over towards Bedroom. You do not have the numbers for the situation. Rafi able to pick up one. Unfortunately, no more. And now players flooding through Zig. It's going to be Lucky able to pick up two. Hawkey, what can you do? Not enough. And Rams are able to hold on there. It was just unfortunate. There was a very, very thin set of win conditions that really Elite 2 needed to pull off there, but they did have, I'd say, a really awesome resurgence in those last few hills.
Yeah, that got really close there at the end, Brody. I mean, both teams, they were going to close it out on P5. You framed it up beautifully. Either Elite 2 were going to get a full hold on P5, and they were going to close out the game, or Rams were going to get that break where they only needed just about 6 seconds going from 4 to 5, and well, they were successful in doing so time and time again, whether it was the streaks that were earned very early on in the first set of hills that really put Elite 2 on their back foot. That's what Elite 2 can look like when they don't have those streaks that are breaking up their setups in the close spawns time and time again. You go back to the first or the second set of hills, that was the big difference. And why Rams had a really big lead going in towards that second set of hills is because the way that they were so aggressive with calling in those streaks. And again, if you were able to build such a dominant lead early on, and Elite 2 are always reeling and they need those very strong holds, or Rams, they can always break in. They can play for those 25s or 30 seconds, giving you the initial time and break it continuously.
Absolutely. It was just really good early hardpoint coming out there from the Rams. And I mean, some of the streaks they were able to build up early on, we've discussed at length just how hard it is to come back from a disadvantage. I mean, that's been done to death here on this stream, I think. At this point, you guys know the deal. If you build yourself up a 100-point lead, it's incredibly hard to come back against that one. So Rams, they did well early on. They managed to secure hardpoint number 1 in this series. Let's take a look at the map set for the remainder of this series to show you guys exactly how it is going to go down. Of course, Raid hardpoint kicking us off. Miami, Search and Destroy, Checkmate Control, Garrison, Hardpoint, and Moscow, Search and Destroy also. We're going around the world in 5 maps of Call of Duty, Andy. What do you make of this map set?
Oh, I love how much Miami we're getting. I know the players are a little indifferent about it, but I'm personally a big fan of Miami. They take away the snipers and the smokes. It creates for a lot of methodical search and destroy, and especially with the QBZ out, you can't get a little bit antsy like what we saw in North America in some instances yesterday here in Europe for today's competition, Brody. So it comes down to those quick sixes in powerful positions like back dumpster on the defense or over by the visitors building to read that push via Tiki, or the SMGs to get aggressive and wily inside of top purple. Miami is a very interesting map that can really set the pace in between these two teams, whether or not you have a very strong search. And yesterday, within its own self, I mean, Rams were able to beat Orcless 6-4, and for Elite Elite 2, they did beat both Connect 4 and Team Moon here 6-3, 6-4 respectively. So this within its own self is the framework for a very good search and destroy map.
It absolutely is. We're very excited to see Miami Search and Destroy. Of course, I mean, we kind of touched upon this yesterday. The meta has changed somewhat, right? I mean, here in Europe particularly, if you compare what you guys saw on the North American stream last night, both with the official stream, which you guys should check out at youtube.com/COD Challenges, and here on the community broadcast. In North America, we see the QBZ, right? That is something that has appeared, of course. It's a weapon that they do like over there at the moment. However, in Europe, that in itself is not being used. Instead, what we're seeing is sort of this Krig 6 AK-74U meta for a map like Miami Search and Destroy, really. I mean, we did go over this yesterday, but just explain to the viewers at home, really, what we're going to be seeing from these teams in terms of sort of their weapon setups.
No, I mean, expect probably one SMG at most, depending on where the hit is probably going towards. A lot of teams have been favoring that push over by the visitors building. That's where, again, you go back to what I was talking about when we were framing up Miami, is that it comes down to the ARs. You will see a lot more ARs over the SMGs, even when the XM4 was still being played. It's because of how big Miami is. And although Crossroads Strike is not inside the map anymore, I still love this little analogy that I have. You could fit literally 5 Crossroads Strikes inside of a Miami Search and Destroy. This map is so big that it really comes down to those ARs, those medium to long range 1v1s. Yes, if you do try to focus that garage push, you can bring out a second SMG and you can run the 2-2 setup. But traditionally, when it comes out of Miami Search and Destroy, when you are looking at that post plant, the retake, and overall engagement, it mostly comes down to the ARs. So you're probably going to be looking at a 3-1 between most.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be interesting to see sort of the player I'm looking forward to seeing here is definitely going to be Invidian, at least for me, on this Rams lineup. You know, I know we've praised him quite a bit here on this community broadcast and of course on the official stream. But I think there's reason for that. I think, you know, coming into the season with the Rams, there are obviously a lot of questions around Invidian. How does he fit onto this roster? I think, you know, he did, I think, at least on paper, stick out like a sore thumb. And that much is absolutely the case. But he has more than proven himself. You know, at least to me, I still do have questions, of course. We've only seen one map from him so far, how he is going to perform in a Krig 6 meta, because he was very good with the XM4. But from map number 1, he looks just fine. And I'm excited to see what he's able to do on a map such as Miami Search and Destroy. On the flip side of that, though, we have a player like Rafi, who has proven himself quite well. And he has now another chance really to prove that he is just as good with that Krig 6.
Well, even just to push that 1 point further, Brody, I think that Rams, when you go back just the initial break off in the first set of hills for that raid Hardpoint, you were looking at the 3-1 setup. They were running at the 3 SMGs and the 1 Krig 6. So, I mean, Invidian's job wasn't all too difficult. So, I mean, this is now a focus for the flexes on what they're going to be able to do and what they can end up adapting to when you don't have that 74U in your hand. And the same could be said for Elite 2, especially on the back end for a lot of those hills and a lot of those setups. So whether you are more comfortable with the Krig 6 or the 74U, depending on which hit you're trying to go for, and how the call might end up coming down towards this for your flex players individually. I think that they could end up really showcasing their talents in this map mode.
Absolutely, they could. Well, into Miami Search and Destroy we go. We're going to be kicking things off here with the Rams. 1-0 up in the series. They are the ones on offense. Let's see what bomb they go to. Andy, a little bit of a weird push right out the gate here. It seems like it's going to be A.
Yeah, in the offense, you mostly want that curve control. Lucky says, screw that. I'm just going to hit it straight through the middle. That's going to be good for first blood. So that's going to upset the defense, but a nice trade comes through. That's the bomb dropped over by A.
1-for-1 trade hit coming out from the Rams and Elite 2. Elite 2, they've got a wolf in the hen house, and that's going to be Lucky in behind enemy lines. Wardy does deal with him, and that's surely going to make things harder to pull off over towards A. Metals has been spotted out by Hawkeye, but no! Hawkeye doesn't end up winning that engagement. Metals somehow flies around the corner, opens up this plant, and will get this bomb down now. We'll see what Wardy and Grad are able to do here on the retake. Metals and Invidian are a little bit split up, but so are Grad and Wardy. So this more likely than not is going to come down to a 1 versus 1 on both sides. Grad wins his. Now, can Wardy win his? They know that Metals is going to be inside the visitor center, so they will have that information. Metals going to have to be a repositioning play here. And he's going to go check that bomb. You just don't know simply that someone couldn't be on the bomb at that point.
And Metals only had a 74U, right? So you have to get close range through the courtyard. You don't want to be engaging through the ARs. You knew that Grad had that kill over by the party boat, so they were going to more than likely pick up whatever weapon was dropped there. Regardless, it was a double weapon setup. You want to choose the pace, and of course, you do end up having to check the bomb. But nice little scurry and trade, and you have to think that this is a very unorthodox play from Lucky's standpoint. Typically, you'll see Krig 6 hanging out back over by Curve, just trying to see how many players cross over the A bomb. Lucky just hits it, finds first blood. But Elite 2, they were able to take back the site wonderfully. Like you're talking about, the 1v1s on both sides go in their favor, more or less. Grad walks away with 3 in the round. So now what can you do on the offense? Like I was talking about, it started off with a lot of B when we started playing Cold War, but as the map started adapting forward, we start moving ourselves over towards A. It'll be Rafi that's looking for that curve control, while the other 3 players for Elite 2 throw some bows over towards that beach side.
Just in this position at the moment where Elite 2 looking to get that first blood to make a move over towards A. If you can take out Lucky, this would be huge. Lucky taking some long-range shots. Hey, that is brave from Lucky. He is feeling it at the moment. Unfortunately, he isn't going to walk away with a kill there. Might have to back on up, and he will do. So almost gets taken down by Hawkeye, but Lucky's going to get away scot-free. And now Elite 2 haven't really made much progression at all here to get this bomb down. Grad looking for Invidian. He knows that Invidian's enacting his best Pamela Anderson impression over towards the hut. But again, Elite 2, they are struggling here to get some control over the bomb site. Grad and Wardy have made their move up. They've spotted out Lucky on the site. And now it's about taking him down. Wardy looking for those shots. Lucky going to get away with his life. And now, 17 seconds on the clock. Elite 2 are getting this bomb down. A lovely nade, though, from Invidian. Journey picks up one also. Metal should surely be able to put a stop to this round. Hawkey's left up 1 versus 3. But there is absolutely not a chance in hell that he's doing anything in this round. What a perfectly played defense there from the Rams.
Well, Hockey was able to find another kill, so at least that was a consolation prize. But that is what makes Miami Search and Destroy, Brody, just so volatile. I mean, when you start looking at committing towards the zone initially, you're down to about 45 seconds. You're not making that rotation across the map where ARs probably are scoping that one out. You threw some shots over here, too, if you're Elite 2, so that then allowed the rotation to come through from a couple of B members for Rams, and a player through the middle of the map, though, was going to deny the rotation. Last and not least, Invidian, what discipline they had to be able to hold on towards their Semtex all the way through. Once the bomb site was given up, Lucky escaped back inside the visitors building. Invidian, who was just hanging out by the back, cleared it with the Semtex. Just exhausted all the time. Rams gave Elite 2 absolutely nothing, but here comes a fast B attempt from Rams.
Grad gonna have to deal with this one. Lovely Semtex is gonna make one weak. Goes for the challenge. Does actually finish up on that kill against Journey. However, there was a trade. Elite 2 should be able to act on the information they have. Smartly keeping Hawkey over towards the A site. But this leaves Wardy and Rafi with all of the pressure to deal with. Wardy gets taken down by Invidian. So now Rafi all alone effectively in a 1 versus 3 until Hawkey can make his way over to this site. And Rams... Well, I mean, this is a horrible situation for Rafi to find himself in. He does get 1. Rams now down to 2 players, but this bomb should go down.
Bomb's going to get dropped. Rafi is actually going to hit this all the way through Laundry. Should have a spot. Oh, Metals, what movement was that? Bite some toes, trying to get the kill. Rafi's going to be good for it. Regen should be coming through. 70 HP for them. Lucky should be challenging this. So now Rafi stuck down at 60 HP. Won't be able to get the better of him. Diamati versus the 74U. And Ramsey, you go back to the initial hit. They just worked their way through Garage so quickly. They got the kills. And they were able to shrug off all of Elite too. They really got a very quick presence. And again, that comes via the submachine gun. So just giving no grace to the pressure that could potentially be around the corner and just throwing themselves at caution in the wind.
Dude, I thought Rafi was going to get that for a second. I really did. Those first few shots of the Diamati went in, and I was like, oh boy. Oh, boy, not like this. But
one more burst.
One more burst, yeah, that's all you need sometimes, right? The Diamati can feel a little underpowered in those situations, but, well, it's not going to be a 1 versus 3, and Rams get another round on the board, but I love this aggression. We've seen this previously from the Rams. Getting control of Piano, both top and bottom. Elite 2, though, they're fighting in this, and I really love this aggression from them. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out initially, as Medals is there. He picks up 2. Hawkey looking for the trade. He's not going to find it. Journey finishes up with 2 of his own, and that is fully Metals and Journey with the AK-74U. What more could you ask for?
And again, like I was talking about, when you go over towards that B site, you better hope that your sub is hot and you are ready to either get these trades or find these kills. You go back to that's exactly how the raid hardpoint initially felt, which is Rams and their sub pressure just going absolutely AWOL. Metals is now at 6-3 through 4 rounds, 5-3 on the opposite side for Grad. But Elite 2, apart from that opening round, Brody, have really had no answer to the aggression the Rams have been breaking out.
Indeed. Rams now 3-1 up in this search and destroy. Great defense from them there. The aggression that we do love to see. It really has become a staple of Spanish Call of Duty at this point. And now the question is, how do Elite 2 respond? Well, that's a pretty good response right off the bat here. Wardy's able to pick up 1. Trade does come through, though. Rams with this aggression. I mean, just love it from Journey. Straight onto the bomb site he goes. They're well aware of the fact that Wardy is in this alleyway. Now the question is, can he survive? The answer, resoundingly no. It leaves Hawkey in a 1 versus 3. This is so hard to win here, proper.
Now Hawkey's only got a crick 6, already eating a couple bullets coming out from the doorway. Nice shots coming out from Hawkey to be able to get that kill onto Invidian. You got 37 seconds left. Look at the Rams. They are just chasing down Hawkey. Journey and Lucky, they do not want Hawkey to get over towards that area. And just, again, the aggression. You were able to get that first blood off of that power position that I was alluding to earlier before we even hopped into the map. But then Journey just flies at you. You're able to get the submachine guns up front. They give you no space. Trades come through. They double up. Worst comes to worst, you're able to find one. But that just comes down to the blind trust and overall the chemistry plus gun skill that Rams have built over the past couple months.
Journey now on a 5 spree. He picks up 2 more kills. Streaks, that's very dangerous on a map like Miami Search and Destroy. Both bomb sites are as open as you can really get. So you want to shut Journey down, but just look at this aggression once again coming out from the Rams straight onto this bomb site. Elite 2, at the very least, I mean, they do have a little bit more room to breathe than they did in that prior offensive round. Look at this from Grad, taking those shots over towards Wardy. Or onto Invidian, sorry. That would be friendly fire, and you don't want that. And Elite 2 now looking to get their mitts on this B bomb site. It is a slow, methodical push for them here. Journey inside the garage. Metal's also there. The hit going to come through any second now. Wardy, he's ready for it. Metal's, though, going to take out Grad. Wardy has to trade this kill here. He does get one, but there should be a trade right back. And there is. And now Elite 2 in a 2 versus 3.
And the bomb's dropped. In a precarious position, Hockey can't find the kill. Invidian takes down Raffi. Now it's Hockey again. In a 1v odd situation. Can't find the first. The player crossing right in front of him. It's going to be a 5-1 lead for Rams. And again, they got so aggressive on that site. They saw some bit of information, and they pull all the way back. Metals was just fighting that same position that Wardy was able to find the first blood on their previous defense. But overall, it just came down to the trades. You had the poke out from Laundry. It just playing clinical search and destroy. The push had to come through, much like Elite 2's falter push towards A. Rams aren't giving you any bit of information. Once they know where it's coming from, they react so clinically. Now on a 6 spree through multiple rounds is Journey carrying the bomb, 3-player deep, is heading towards A. It's Lucky through the middle of the map, trying to make that aggressive play that they did in the opening round.
Grad going to draw first blood here. That has been a problem for Elite 2 thus far. They haven't been able to pick up these first bloods, Andy. So Rams now in a 3 versus 4. If anything, if you're a Journey, you just kind of want to keep the streak alive, right? I mean, if you're on a 6 spree, just try and keep it alive, even if it ends up losing the round.
Love to have this streak. I think that's what you play for. You got a 4-round buffer, right? Just play for the kills at this point. Exhaust the 40 seconds. You're able to bait out the kills. You're able to bait out the kills, but the information was there. 40 was able to find the cross. Now Invidian left in a 1v odd situation. It's good for at least 2. It's still full HP, Brody.
There's no way he does this, right? There's no way. I mean,
there's no way.
He slid, so there's no way that Raffi hasn't heard him. Or maybe not. Raffi's turning around like he hasn't heard him. I think this time, finally, Raffi will have spotted him out. The call will be made, and as soon as he turns this corner, Hawkeye should have him dead to rights. Should, please? Hawkeye, there we go. Okay, look, Hawkeye, look, you know, I'm pretty young, okay, but I don't have the healthiest heart in the world. You know, you need to finish that kill a little bit quicker there, buddy, but Invidian does make it tense at the very least.
Yeah, it was just that cross, that curve control. You go back to the first round, Lucky was good for that first blood. That was a round that, again, Elite 2 were able to take that back, even being first blooded. When they go back, they realize that Lucky was in the middle of the map all the way back to the first round. They were able to read that Rams, they really wanted that A site. Able to deny that, at least get some breathing room for the time being. You deny the potential streaks that Journey could have had here. But Elite 2, they need to continue to work this magic. 3 players, again, they are going towards that A site for Elite 2. Bomb being carried by Grad. Lone player over by the B side will be Raffi.
They could make a push here, Andy. Elite 2. Certainly a little bit more room than they've been given in the past. But Rams, they've got Lucky and Invidian over here. Elite 2. Can they find this open in blood? That has been the problem assaulting this A site previously. Hawkeye putting some shots into Invidian. Invidian going to have to back away for the moment. Grad, he takes the shots. You got to be checking that Lucky's there. This is the place he's been in previous rounds. It now leaves Wardy and Hawkeye in a 2 versus 4. You're asking for quite a lot. Invidian's even taking preemptive shots and gets the kill on a Wardy with a nice snap as well. That's just not a gunfight you should ever lose. Now Hawkeye a 1 versus 4. It seems like Hawkeye's been left in a lot of those situations here in the search and destroy, but it will be the last one. Thankfully for him, maybe not so much. It is going to be 6-2 to the Rams. A comfortable search and destroy victory there, Andy.
Always a tough position to be at when you are running that AR all the way out. Just trying to play for the information. Hockey always left alive in a 1v odd situation. Sometimes you get those magical moments, but only sometimes. Only sometimes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you go up 2-0 in the series. Rams with a definitive opening first set of hills on that raid hardpoint were able to close it out. And the Miami search and destroy. I mean, once they lost that first round, they then probably had a very close and in-depth conversation of which I would not be able to decipher for everybody. That probably revolved around the idea of let's just get aggressive with them. Let's just deny them space. They did that continuously for about 5 rounds straight that they won in sequence of each other. Rams were denying every bit of entry for Elite 2, just exhausting the clock. Elite 2 couldn't find anything. Rams gave them absolutely nothing when they were even playing for defense. And again, it just slowly strangled them on a lot of those rounds.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with the Rams, right? I mean, this is what we've come to expect. You know, you even go back to stage one, and although that does kind of feel like an age ago at this point, they were a very good search and destroy team. That was absolutely one of their strengths. And I know it sounds kind of funny to say, but I mean, generally, Hardpoint and search and destroy were their strengths, and you couldn't ask for two better game modes out of the 3 here we have in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War to be very good at. I think, you know, for them at the moment, it is very tough, this matchup. I think if you are Elite 2, you are going up against the literal stage 1 champions. This team has been together for the entirety of the Black Ops Cold War season. I believe, I want to say they're the only team to even be in that position. I think they're the only team to have not made a single roster change. They're extremely strong as a 4. Like I said, you know, they're very strong in 2 out of 3 game modes we have on offer here in Black Ops Cold War. It's just so hard. But you could take away the control. I think, you know, in the past, that has been not necessarily the undoing of the Rams, but certainly the game mode in which they have looked least strong. So if you are going to be Elite 2, this could be the starting point to getting yourselves back into this series, because currently your backs are against the wall, and in that position against the Rams, well, it's not the best position to be in.
Yeah, I mean 6-5 overall for control for Rams through Elite Stage number 1. They are 1-1 through the day yesterday. 2-0 for Elite 2. They won both of their controls, and although they lost Team Moon in 5, I mean that could be the workings for a reverse sweep. But just be able to put a final stamp on your exact statement there, Brody. Even through Rams, yes, these are your Elite Stage 1 winners. If they don't close it out on control, how many times through stage number 1 through Elite did we ended up seeing Rams? If they're not going to close it on control, that's fine. They'll probably end up closing it on a hard point. They are so definitive with how they are looking at through the rotations. But to go overall for Checkmate, control, the map mode that we will be moving over to. If it's anything that we can just come away from the Miami search and destroy and the raid hardpoint when it comes down to crossfire and just overall getting in their opponent's face, I think Elite 2, they might be on their back foot here. They got to be able to respect that Rams are overly getting aggressive. That as long as they're able to find those trades and they're able to find those kills, like they were able to do on the end of that resurgence that was that raid hardpoint, then deny the map away from Rams and keep them backpedaling, we might be able to see a potential workings or reverse sweep.
Yeah, look, I don't want to put anything off the cards at the moment, but I think, you know, Rams are one of the stronger rosters we have here in Call of Duty Challengers Elite. You know, in recent memory, I think, you know, the big storyline has definitely been that Rams and August, before all the roster changes went down for Stage 2 qualifiers, they were the 2 top teams here in European Challengers Elite. And, you know, I think it's also very important to note that Rams, I mean, they could well be 2-0. They could well be the only team here that should have been 2-0 in Challengers Elite Stage 2. You've got to remember that yesterday their match versus Passion went all the way to Game 5, Round 11. They were 1 search and destroy round away from keeping a flawless record at the end of day number 1. And unfortunately, they did lose it. I think it's kind of funny, actually, if anything, that the Rams were in this position because they went all the way to around 11 with August in the Stage 1 Grand Finals. So it is kind of funny that this is just the way the cookie is scrambled for this team. That much is for sure. Let's take a look at our map set then while we wait for this lobby to get set up. I believe everyone's in it. We're just waiting for them to actually start the control. Let's take a look at this map set. So again, 6-2 there for Rams. Does look like a very domineering search and destroy victory, doesn't it, Andy? But look at the rest of the maps in this series. Is there a chance realistically here for this reverse sweep?
Well, I mean, it's going to have to start on the control. And again, I mean, statistically, you are keeping your head held high if you are Elite 2. I mean, overall through Checkmate control, you did play this twice yesterday. And remember, you did win both of those controls. So I mean, it's not a bad spot to be in. You went to round number 5 versus Team Moon, but again, being able to walk away through it is still in a great spot. You're really relying on your ARs between Hockey, Wardy, whoever's going to end up potentially picking up the third one, depending on what the setup may be for Elite 2. You're expecting them to be able to find these opening engagements. Your SMG player to be able to control the pace of the middle of the plane, and all things have to be firing off on all cylinders. And it's going to have to come through for an offensive round. I think that if Elite 2 were able to take an offensive round away from Rams, and then I will sit here, the light bulb will turn on above my head, and I will say that there's potential for a reverse sweep. But again, I think that Rams are just so dominating. It controls their worst game mode, yes. If they don't close it out here, it goes to a Garrison Hardpoint. If they overall look pretty good on that Hardpoint map throughout all of Cold War. But at Checkmate control, again, it comes down to who's going to be able to win that first offense.
Absolutely, it is. Well, we're waiting for the lobby to get set up, so I believe we'll go to a very quick break here. When we come back, we will have map number 3 in this series. Go grab a cup of tea and a couple of biscuits. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody, to the Challengers Elite Stage 2 European Community Broadcast here. I hope that you didn't go and grab yourself a cup of tea, because if you did, you won't be hearing my voice right now because the kettle would still be boiling. Or if you're in America, because you guys don't have kettles, you'd still be boiling however you guys make tea or coffee. I don't even know if you guys drink tea in America,
I drink
to be honest
a lot
with
of
you.
tea.
You drink tea? Is it
Yeah.
breakfast tea, though? Or is it like sort of like
Well, it depends on the
chamomile
type of day,
tea?
right? I mean, like if I'm getting ready for bed, and it's chamomile. I got a lavender chamomile tea. I got an English breakfast tea that I had with my breakfast this morning, Brody. Since you're
Yeah.
asking, I also have
Yep.
fantastic lemon and ginger tea. But yes, I also have a kettle. Thank you very much. And I also
Well,
have
just
a nice little water boiler, since I'm sure everybody was already wondering.
you guys, like in America, you guys use like coffee pots, right? We don't do that here regularly as well. We just make the coffee whenever we want a coffee. So look, I mean, I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to learn more about the American culture right now, and you're the prime guinea pig for exactly that, Andy. That being said, I'm happy you're here as well. I'm happy you're here as well, buddy. Anyway, I believe that we're just going to go for a very quick restart to get into this game here. It was just I think there was a ruling issue with the game that they're just asking them to check that the rules are correct. Obviously, you don't want to go 5 minutes into a game like we had. I think it was the other day in the qualifier where one team had the wrong rules in terms of streaks, and then everyone ended up earning streaks for the conclusion of a Garrison Hardpoint. You don't want to end up with that situation again. So they're just going to be double checking these rules. But I suppose this is a little bit time for us to have fun here, Andy, as we always do, because that's what we are. We're very fun people. We're not boring. We're not monotonous. We do have a ton of fun. So I'm going to ask you what you had for dinner, and it better not be a boring or monotonous answer. If you've had dinner yet, that is.
Well, I mean, of course, I haven't had dinner over here in North America.
Oh, it's bloody...
It's only 4 p.m. right now.
Yeah, well, I have dinner at 4 p.m. every so often. If I'm working from 5 p.m. onwards, I'm gonna have dinner.
But I'm pretty excited to make some bratwurst after this broadcast. I can tell you that much.
Okay. Yes, I'm very good. I'm grateful that you've said that. You know, I expected you to come up with some boring answer, Andy, but it's okay. You have culture, and I really do love that. So let's get into this game then. Rams versus Elite 2. It's, of course, Rams now 2-0 up in this series. They win this control. They 3-0 Elite 2. They swipe them out of their way on their way into the playoff bracket. Let's see if they are able to do it.
All right, so Rams on their first offense. It all comes down to that opening breakoff, which it is an overall scramble. Vidian's going to be the last offensive player pushed up forward here for Rams. Going to look to create some space, maybe able to find some spawn kills. But overall, Rams coming off the respawn, they're going to look for this plane control. Trades would be good, but overall, Elite 2, they're not allowing Rams to stop the clock.
I'll tell you what, Rams, at the moment, They are stopping the clock. They're right onto this A point. Journey is the player over here. Doesn't exactly have much support on the point at the moment just yet. Invidian would inevitably coming from behind to support them. Rams capping this point. Elite 2. I think they want to go for an assured push here. They don't just want to go in one by one, but while they do wait for this push to come on through, it gives so players some time to come in from behind. Journey and Invidian able to pick up 2. What a great start here from the Rams. That is just insane to me. I mean, it's Journey's on this point. He is capping it no matter what happens.
Yeah, so another 60 seconds added onto the board. Journey's on 3 straight for themselves, and they're going to end up pushing a little bit further forward off screen 1v1 for spawn kills. And inside the plane will be Elite 2's favor for the time being, but you're mostly playing for kills here. You have a 6 life lead with 1 minute and 40 left to play. If you are the Rams, in a position to be able to find a handful of more spawn kills, you are threatening Elite on all corners. And now that you finally have the middle of the map to your favor, Rams, they can touch this zone. They can stop that clock. Invidian finds 2. And, well, Rams are probably just going to close it out here.
Well, Rams in a great position to close this game out. They're already on the point. There's one player actually over there that could put a stop to this. That's going to be Hawkeye. Unfortunately, he isn't able to win the first gunfight, so there's still some pressure being mounted here. Lucky, though, the last player alive on the point. He's going to fall, and Elite 2 will regain control of the point. Just 1 tick of progression made here from the Rams.
1 tick, so I mean, at least Hawkeye was able to find that 1 kill. It opened up the opportunity, especially getting Invidian out of your spawn and get towards the zone and get those players off. But the second tick of progress will come through for Rams. These two guys, they got to just sprint. They got to flood inside the zone to get a Rams off of it.
They do indeed. 1 hit is all that Elite 2 need, but they're down to the last 4 lives. Rams have dominated this game. Lucky now out of this round. Invidian, he is going to fall. It's a good defense coming in here, but you cannot let anybody else die. Wardy and Rafi, the last 2 players up. There's 60 seconds left on the clock. It all but feels like a formality at this point, doesn't it? As Journey does pick up Wardy. Rafi in a 1 versus 8. He's pretty good at search and destroy, but I don't think he's found himself in a 1 versus 8 before. Not going to find it here on the control. And the Rams, they start strongly. I mean, this is pretty par for the course for them, right?
It would have been impressive, though, 1v8. And yeah, this is part of the course. So, again, the aggression. The opening breakoff, it was a very scrambly 50-50. Once the respawns came through, the pressure was made. That A zone was just tightly secured. Just by way of a couple SMG players and an AR player just holding the angle. Invidian had an opportunity to push all the way into the spawn. Walked away with that opening round 8-7, 8-4 for Lucky. Such a good opening round for Rams. And again, it came down to who's going to be able to close out an offensive round win. Rams, they must have heard me. They said, all right, Proper, I got you. First round in, they were able to close it out. Now Elite 2, they have no choice. They have to respond.
They do indeed. Good start coming out from the Rams, so they're able to pick up that first blood. We'll see what kind of response Elite 2 do come out with. And hey, it's not that bad of a response right out the gate, right? They win all of these gunfights. Wardy starting to heat up here in this game. Elite 2 looking to make some progression over towards A. The Rams, they need to push on through the plane to get control. While all this is going on, Hawkeye maybe starting to feel the heat here as he does take down Invidian. Going to have to turn around. Instead, chooses to get away from the point. Has already made 1 tick of progression, and that is all that they're going to get here as the Rams now looking to close the vice on this spawn trap.
So he's going to press on forward. Oh, inside of the yellow cargo containers. Metals almost found that kill. He's going to be able to at least shut it down. And now you're just hoping to stop this clock. 45 seconds remaining. 2 life lead for Elite 2. Not a whole lot of space to speak of, but Wardy's going to be able to take down Journey. It's going to be a long-range engagement. Invidian's going to hold the A zone for the time being. And Elite 2, I mean, all the time that they're just jostling for position, this is time for Rams just to fly on forward, find some spawn kills, and upset Elite 2's numbers.
I suppose that's the one good thing, isn't it, at the moment for Elite 2? They haven't actually been spawn trapped all that much. They've managed to get through the defensive line, but I mean, there's only 20 seconds left on the clock here. Journey going to win a fight over towards Wardy on this A point, looking for the second against Rafi, but Invidian is there to pick up the slack as he does fall. Invidian just spots down 2 of those players from Elite 2, decides to get the hell out of dodge, and now Invidian going to turn around. He gets 1, not going to get the second here, so Hawkeye's still looking to apply the pressure. Journey looking to deal with it. He's actually going to lose that fight, so now some progression being made on this point, but Hawkeye should fall. Now 5 seconds left. Elite 2 spawning over towards yellow. They can still mount up this pressure. Scrad makes his way onto the point. He is going to fall though. And now it all falls onto Rafi. He dies. And the Rams, I mean, it's a scrappy defensive hold. I will say that much, but they get it done.
Well, it's like you say, they didn't really get spawn trapped in that exact moment. That the space felt like it was more than open for Elite 2 to move towards that plane. And that's because the Rams, they were down by 2 lives, but that's the disciplined Rams roster that we have really come to know and, well, quite honestly, respect in this EU region, that they recognize, well, if we press on forward, we lose a couple more lives. Not only is that zone control, but now we're down in lives, and that's another win condition that Elite 2 can play with. They wait for the opportunity, the unforced errors for Elite 2 to reveal themselves via the Rams, and they were able to come out on top of those engagements and just take it back, slowly whittling down the clock. Now an opportunity to close it out at 3-0 in both the control and in the series.
Absolutely, just one more control round, and Rams will do it. Of course, they've got to do it on the offense, but we know they're proficient here. We're seeing the streaks coming out from Journey. It's going to be the cruise missile first to try and put a stop to this round. It's going to have to be a bit of a gung-ho move coming out from Journey with that cruise missile. Unfortunately, not going to earn anything with it, but Lucky follows up with 2 of his own. Hawkeye, the last player left alive on this point, he is going to fall, and now the Rams starting to make some moves on A. This is exactly what happened last time.
It is, and then you also have NVIDIA, and they're threading right above the B zone. He's able to find 2 kills, have streaks bombing over towards the spawn. Elite 2 can't really push towards this A zone. It's just Journey that is slowly taking on through. NVIDIA touch the B zone for the time being. They will lose their life. But this will be Elite 2 fully chalking over the A zone for the time being. You got presence if you are Elite 2, but the gunfight's going to go your way. Big 2 kills come out. How long can Journey finesse? Good for 2 more. My goodness, the A zone will be secured.
Journey just looks like he does it on cruise control. He's got his controller on autopilot at the moment. He is just insane with his sake. It's only for you. Okay, Journey. Surely not number 5. Hawkeye's going to get in his crosshairs. He's not going to get it as Hawkeye does inevitably take him off that streak. The second hit of this game for him. Streaks have been evaporated for the Rams. Of course, it did help them capture the A zone, but the problem here, if anything, is time. There's 2 minutes for Rams to make this one work. You have a lot of chances off the back of that. Journey, again, snapping with this AK-74U, is able to pick up 2 kills at the back of the plane. That's going to reset Elite 2 to their spawns. Now NVIDIA wants a slice of the pie, going around from the spawns all the way through tools. He could cause some serious damage here to the defensive line for Elite 2. We'll see if he's able to do it or not, as NVIDIA now making his way on through. Might be too little too late, though. Is able to pick up 1. This should make Grad turn around. Grad will actually pick up that gunfight, and that's huge because he stops NVIDIA causing any further damage.
Oh, but again, you go back to the offensive round win that Rams had in their opening go of things. This came down to just exhausting the lives, not even really touching the zone. You still have a minute left to play, but Elite 2, they've done a great job being able to answer back the kills until that kill feed just came through. Now 14 lives to 9. Rams are going to put zone control over by B just to stop that clock and really force Elite 2's hand to try to move across the map. They don't find the gunfight, so now Elite 2 down to 6 lives, 2 respawns. They got to make a play.
Got to make a play. If you're Elite 2, you're down to your final 5 lives. Can you pull this off? Rams, you have every advantage in your favor. NVIDIA in an advantageous position. Journey there for the support. It's just Grad left alive here. Rafi comes off the respawn. The last player left alive for Elite 2. B is falling by the wayside. The hopes and dreams of Rafi, Wardy, Hawkeye, and Grad winning this 1 versus 11, dissipating by the second. Rafi finally gonna fall, and Rams a masterclass in control on Checkmate, a masterclass generally in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War here as they 3-0 the series.
I mean, you're Elite 1 champions, everybody. Rams. I mean, you want to talk about a dominant, indecisive team on the day through that all 3 maps that we saw, Brody. When they got those early streaks, they are not afraid to pull the trigger. I mean, you go back to when Control was last played back in Black Ops 4. So many teams, they would hold those streaks. Even if they were closing out the map, if they knew they were going to win, they would hold on to the streaks because what if it goes towards the next round? What if we need that resource? That always looms in your mind, but Rams, they don't care. Even through the opening go of things of that raid Hardpoint, the second the streaks were earned, call them in, create the space, it continues to build this fire under Elite 2 that they always have to make a play happen. They got to force the gunfights, and they got to win them through all series long. Rams were coming out on top of them so naturally, streaks aside. This was just such a dominant showcasing from them.
It was, and it wasn't like it was anybody individually going off, although people had their moments. Everybody was playing their part in that game, and, you know, I think we've said that so many times about the Rams. I think it's just very true generally of their characteristics. They are a team team, which sounds silly, but really to just break down what that means. They play as a team. They're not, going out for these individual fights. They're playing it so well together. They have, I think, a really good chemistry as a roster that shines through when they play. And hey, this is just yet another reason they are stage 1 champions. They looked excellent there in that series, Andy. But let's take a look at our map set then to show you guys exactly what happened overall. 250 to 212. It was a close raid hardpoint, but that was the only close map in this best of 5. 6-2 on Miami Search and Destroy. Checkmate Control, of course, was a 3-0. I mean, if you are Elite 2 there, what, I guess, takeaways do you walk away from this series with?
Well, I mean, where you were able to find a lot of success through a lot of the maps is being able to slow down the pressure. I know it sounds very, black and white, and it is very cut and dry as far as the fundamental is concerned. But when a team is finding value and just overall just running you down, you got to be able to slow down their pace, play for the information, even if it means you give up 30 seconds under control round. That's fine. Be able to find the trades, find the map pressure, because you go back to what this Elite 2 roster looked like at the end of that raid hardpoint. That was the best they looked all series long. They were playing with each other. They were covering all angles. The pinches were amazing. They were playing for spawns, very quick for rotations. Whether or not that was just adrenaline pumping through their veins at that time, that was where was their best key takeaway. Was being able to play for the trades, being able to double challenge certain instances for power positions for ARs to get where they need to be. And if they're able to clean things up against their upcoming match, which will be against Orgless, potentially you might be able to walk away with a win.
Absolutely. Well, that's our first series of the day here, done on the European Community Broadcast, of course. Make sure you guys go check out the official mainstream going on right now. That's at youtube.com/COD Challenges for COD action. Right now, we're going to take a break, but when we return, we have Connect 4 going head-to-head with Team Moon. It's going to be an epic matchup for these two teams. Make sure you guys don't miss it. We'll be back after this.
Second chances, still we bleed. And when all love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in their line, the paths that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars dancing in their line, the future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry, it was bone dry.
you got to say? My heart is on display, but I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why you been getting busy? I've been getting dizzy, trying not to keep you in mind. Now all of your devices suddenly enticing since you came back in my life. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. Do what you gotta do, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. You left without a line. Was it by design? If what you want is time, don't go wasting mine. Don't be wasting mine. When it's starting to get old, I'm not trying to be cold. I just think it's time that you see that I can't wait forever. Guess it's now or never, but for you to get with me. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. Do what you gotta do, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. Lost in time and loving in the dark. Who needs light when we're among the stars? lost in time and loving in the dark. Who needs light when we're among the
Burn rubber in the red lights. Rear view, keep it out of sight. Flow like a waterfall. Submit to the forces of nature. These habits of mine aren't a major. Burn rubber in the red lights. If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. We out here surviving. Just trying to feel something. I don't wanna waste no more time. Are you gonna come for the ride? If life is a highway, better hit the ground running, fired up. Just trying to feel something. Better hit the ground running, fired up. Fired up. Breathe it in, let it all go. Keep riding that high hope. Flow like a waterfall. Submit to the forces of nature. We all end up meeting our maker. Breathe it in, let it all go. If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. We out here surviving. Just trying to feel something. I don't wanna waste no more time. Are you gonna come for the ride? If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. Fired up.
don't have to say it out loud. Take one step backwards so we don't have to do this right now. Once it's all out, I will fall down. I know that it's been coming for a while. While I tried, you were focused on a different heart. Heard it beating, I was needing the reassurance that you never gave. Found a way to block these signs out even when you
let your mind escape. Stay dreaming in your world for me. Daydreamer, dreaming the heart away. Daydreamer, dreaming the heart away. Daydreamer, let your mind escape. Stay dreamer in your world for me. Daydreamer, dreaming the heart away. like you don't care that we're leaving something bare. And in the water I see cold reflections of what's really there. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. Feeling like I can't be there, and all the valleys that we're marching on through, not even aware that it's the darkness that's so hard to see. And I'm asking you to fight, just but the difficulty breaking free from what's really there. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof.
Welcome everybody back to the Call of Duty Challengers Elite community broadcast here for day 2 of week 1 of the European action, brought to you by myself, Infinity, and Proper, the guy with the best haircut here in the Challengers community. Proper, how are you feeling today, my friend? We've already had one great series. We have an even greater one potentially coming up next.
Well, I just got gas from my haircut, so we take those W's, especially on this day. And with this match coming up as well, W's seem to be what we're mostly looking for. Again, Connect 4 and Team Moon is that matchup that is on the horizon for us. Both of them are searching for their first W on the day. Connect 4, they lost to Passion 1-3 on this very day. Also lost to, they were able to beat 67K 3-0 yesterday. Also losing to Elite 2 on the same day yesterday, 1-3. Team Moon coming off of a very devastating loss. You and I were speaking to a high degree just how devastating that is when you do lose to 67K, given off of how yesterday went. So this Team Moon, again, this roster that on paper looks very, very good when it comes down to everything that we have seen since that qualifier, since Aroma has come in for Nolson. This roster has a lot of good workings for themselves, but this Connect 4 roster is definitely just as hungry as their adversary.
Absolutely. We've got two very different stories here for Connect 4 and Team Moon. Of course, Team Moon new into this stage of Challengers Elite. They are effectively a new roster with Genesis and Aroma. Of course, many of you who got a chance to see stage 1 will very much remember from the not so good Team 3G roster. I think that much is absolutely fair to say, even though they'll probably hate me for bringing it up. And for Connect 4, of course, they do come in from their 4th place placement. And we're going to be restarting the Garrison Hardpoint to kick us off. So that does give us a moment actually to very briefly put us straight into the map set, just to show you guys how the remainder of this series is actually going to look out, because hey, we didn't really get much time to put us straight into this series. So let's take a look at our map set then. So we have Garrison Hardpoint, Raid, Search and Destroy, Garrison Control, Raid, Hardpoint, Checkmate, Search and Destroy. A lot of Garrison, a lot of Raid.
Yeah, and a lot of opportunity for any player on any one of these teams to really pop off. You talk about the opening breaks when it comes down to a lot of different opportunities and even setups. Your ARs can find a lot of opportunity, especially in this EU region. Again, no QBZ. That has been GA'd out in this region. The Crick 6 players have an opportunity to really present themselves here. Just take Garrison Hardpoint for its own self, too. That top green, top catwalk control is quite devastating when you have a player up there, even from the opening break off. And when you're even looking for the potential to break inside of P3 and holding on to P4. A lot of teams have been getting better at holding the middle of the map, and that is by way of the AR player. And that could be a bright spot for a lot of these teams to build a lot of success off of when it comes down to rotating from hill to hill.
Absolutely, it will. Well, let's get into map number 1 of this best of 5. Both teams 1 and 2. So this is okay. This is a joke, guys. Please start the game, for heaven's sake. Anyway, both teams are 1 and 2 at the moment. So this is going to be a must-win series for both Connect 4 and Team Moon. We've seen teams at the start of stage 1, where they ended week 1 1 and 3. I think both House Taff and Singularity found themselves in that position. And of course, as you did go into that second week of action, they found their backs up against the wall, trying to qualify for even the knockout bracket, of course, because for those of you unfamiliar with the format in here for Challengers Elite in the stages, effectively, if you are the top 2 in this pool, in this bracket, in this group, you will be going straight on through to a 14 playoff bracket. The other 2 spots in that 14 playoff bracket will be decided by the 3rd through 6th place teams inside pool play. So effectively, if you get 7th or 8th inside this 8-team round robin stage, you're done. You're out. So going 1 and 3, that is not a position you want to be in.
No, not at all, because then it puts you all the way down to battling just to potentially get inside that knockout bracket, given how the rest of your schedule looks. Again, all these round-robin matchups are happening across all 4 days through 2 different weeks of regular play. And you can not only get a lot of tape off of your opponents, but you can also learn a lot as your own team. And through the days, having the break in between today and then come the 23rd of March, you could end up seeing teams research themselves. And given how this region is already shaken up, a lot of teams 1 and 2, some teams are still 2 and 1, but a lot of teams yesterday went 1 and 1. So that opens up a lot of spacing for that opportunity to be able to snipe that 6th place spot, to be able to last ditch effortly get inside of the knockout bracket, or much like what we saw through Elite number 1, Brody, that 2nd place you can't feel too comfortable given off of how your last 3 matches might play out.
Absolutely, it is just this is a really important match. I think generally for both of these two teams, as we've kind of said to death now. But I think generally, beyond just the particular round robin, I think for Team Moon, this is a roster that are looking to prove themselves. You look at Genesis and Aroma after their pretty poor performance with Team 3G in stage
Right.
one. This is a roster that I think for them is very important in terms of proving themselves that they are very talented players. And while I don't think that is in itself is in doubt, I think it is definitely something where it's like, going 0-8 and not winning a single hard point in stage one, that certainly puts things into question for viewers. And on the other side, you've got this Connect 4 roster, which I don't think has cemented its place in the very top echelon at the moment of Challenge at the Elite. But we are getting into Garrison Hardpoint here. Third time's the charm. Of course it is here on St. Patrick's Day. But let's get into it. It's going to be map number one between these two teams. Connect 4, they are on the point first.
Before they are on the point first, but you got to be careful when you are not only soaking up this time, but trying to influence your rotation over towards new. Player number 7 will be PD. They will be that first player that was top green. Bit of a scramble happening right over by P1, but it's actually going to be Team Moon that stands tall. And coming in towards Hardpoint is where Team Moon can really stand tall. Through their opening day, they were 3-1, Brody, and through all of Hardpoint, what we even saw through the qualifier is where they were quite literally able to come to life. Players like Aroma and Brezzy with that sub in hand comes to mind.
Absolutely, it does. Genesis here starting on a 3 spree. He is going to get taken down, though, as both of these teams at the moment vying for control of P1. Important kill there for Dave, as he does take down his AR counterpart in Aroma. Good kills coming in from Brezzy also, but nobody in control of the hill at the moment. We turn our attention over towards the rotation for the new hard point, and it is going to be Team Moon there. Now, for Connect 4, it's going to be about this hit in from behind. Team Moon ready themselves for it. And first couple of kills do go their way. Brezzy in from behind, starting this one pretty strongly. He's quickly going to have to deal with Joe and Linny coming in from the back, and here comes the pressure. Joe and Linny looking to put a stop to this. Nelson also round the front. Joe's going to force it all down, and Linny picks up 2, and what an explosion of the hard point. It's Connect 4 take control.
In 30 seconds, it took to be able to set up that play, but slow and methodical to break inside such a stronghold that is P2 actually worked out in Connect 4's favor, and now threatening with the rest of the scrap time, not unless Brezzy, who got gifted a spawn as well as Aroma, can make this battle count over top of the ramp, but Linny is beaming, is on 3 straight. Reinforcements will be here. Dave is just going to cut through the middle of the map as we try to focus over towards new, and these split spawns coming up from Team Moon are quite struggling. You can only imagine that the communication is coming through. You got 2 players over by the old hill, so you got to try to push through school soon. It's a 2v2 for the back spawns right now. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but still, it all comes down to where these players are spawning in at.
PE checking all those corners for the players. That's a nice kill there to make against Joe, and that means that Team Moon now got to spawning from behind. They've dealt with the last remnants of Connect 4 from this attempted rotation. Now they've got to defend the hard point early on, and hey, would you look at that? All the kills going their way. Team Moon effectively wiping Connect 4 away for the respawn, and now this hill is just so hard to break in, Andy.
It's so difficult, but you could say the same thing about P2 in certain instances of time. Connect 4 were able to do it. It's going to come through by a way of a couple key kills, but these 2-for-2 trades, it's not going to what you want to see if you are a fan of Connect 4, given how close and reinforced the spawns are for Team Moon. So if you are Connect 4, now you just try to trap them. We're down to scrap time. In Team Moon, they might be able to soak this up, but this is where teams have been able to get really good at Garrison Hardpoint. Zone away, keep them trapped in P3, and you can get yourself a lot of good time coming into the new hill.
Might have streets coming soon as well for PT. He's now on 5, so keep an eye on him. So he looks to make this rotational play. Is able to pick up 1. Will back away for his life for now. Is just a sliver away from earning this artillery. Don't believe he's got it just yet. Brezzy able to pick up 1. Team Moon looking for some time. Oh, no.
Whoa.
No.
Ooh.
That's so unfortunate. Oh, no.
You know what?
Scan and repair OP. We apologize, guys, for that. I mean, that was getting exciting there. Petey was very close to the streaks.
He did end up getting the artillery strike, too.
He
Only
did.
needed 1 kill to get that cruise missile online, but it's... that sucks.
It does
Yeah,
suck,
because
doesn't it?
that was really good, because, I mean, like, the break, the back and forth, 30 for 30 on P2. P1 was going pretty well for Connect 4, but then you also had the likes of Team Moon battling for the rotation. They were successful in doing so. Same thing about P3. That little bit of hesitation that Connect 4 showed really comes down to that decisive call. Whether or not Linny ended up making that call, they were mid-gunfight. I don't know about you, Brody, but I'm mid-gunfight like that too. I just kind of just trap up, and I don't make those calls that I'm in a 1v2 situation coming up the ramps. But knowing that those 2 players are there, Connect 4 had an opportunity to try to break in and upset the spawns because Linny lost that fight. P2 was being controlled by Team Moon. they could have ended up getting the spawns of Connect 4, pulled the trigger, and ended up just trying to bulldoze their way inside the spawns, but ended up coming to B, and we had ourselves a very competitive hardpoint going inside of New, given that the streaks were about to be online.
Well, that is just sucky, isn't it? Unfortunately, guys, we're not going to get to see the conclusion of map number 1. What we'll do then is we'll throw it to a very quick break. When we return, we should be back in for the search and destroy. Don't go anywhere.
We're gonna make it through the night. We're gonna journey to the light. We're gonna make it through the night. Whoa. We're gonna make it through the dark. We're gonna find out who we are. We're gonna make it through the dark. No one can tell us who we are.
I'm sore and fall apart. Maybe we can be something new. Are you ready for us? 'Cause I'm ready for you. Are you ready for us? We can be something new. Are you ready for us? 'Cause I'm ready for you. Are you ready for us? To be something new. We'll follow where the wind blows and see the heights. Lake rocks to let go, taking the sights. Maybe we can be something new. Are you ready for us? 'Cause I'm ready for you. Are you ready for us? We can be something new. Are you ready for us? 'Cause I'm ready for you. Are you ready for us? To be something new. No honesty, we're slipping off slowly. So hold on to me. No honesty, we're slipping off slowly. So hold on to me. We can be something. Are you ready for us? 'Cause I'm ready for you. Are you ready for us? We can be something new. Are you ready for us? Oh, 'cause I'm ready for you, ready for you. Are you ready for us? We can be something new. Are you ready for us? Are you ready for us? We can be something new. Are you ready for us? Are you ready for us? We can be something new. We don't belong making ladders out of cowboy sheets. We will be gone while we're counting stars. They're counting sheep.
Welcome back, everybody, to the community stream here for Challengers Elite Stage 2, Week 2, Week 1, Day 2. I'm getting my numbers mixed up, myself and Infinity, joined by Proper for this one. And you might be wondering why we're loading back into the Hardpoint. Well, they're actually replaying the map, and no, it wasn't because of us. Apparently, there was a rule that was incorrect on the first go at it. So, Andy, we've been gifted with a replay.
You gave away our master scheme. I thought we were going with the Men in Black's theme train of just wiping everybody's memory, and we were jumping straight back into map 1. But, you know, we are here. And kind of the same circumstance, actually, Brody. Going back to that first map, and towards the second hard point. But the difference is that Joe was making a play through the ramp. Doesn't matter. Team Moon, again, are locking down the rotation over towards New. Genesis is making a play, so they'll be there for the initial time. Or the holding of the time.
They will be, indeed. Right now, it's a pretty close hard point right out the gate here. It's going to be Team Moon already in P2, though, and they're looking to earn all of this time. 25 seconds left on the clock, though. You're going to be thinking about that rotation sooner rather than later. You do need to reserve quite a large chunk of time, and that is exactly what's going to happen here. Connect 4, they think twice. They don't want to push in for that last 20 seconds.
So now we're going to rotate over towards New. Connect 4 really struggled to break inside of Team Moon's fortitude. That was the Jenny setup, but this time Connect 4 was there. They had all the positions in the world, but Team Moon, they just bulldoze over them over by the tin tent. And get breaking, they get the close spawns. Connect 4 spawn all the way out, where PD is still located at, and Team Moon are doing a great job of sequencing hills.
Hey, this is exactly what happened last time around, right? Team Moon looking for this time around, though. PD doesn't have those streaks just yet. Team Moon looking to, as a collective, work towards them and also get quite a lot of time off the back of this Jenny's hardpoint. Genesis looking for that kill. Unfortunately, he's not going to find it, so he was going to fall. Team Moon now looking to earn the remainder of this time. Connect 4, I think at this point, is just trying to zone them in. Aroma are able to pick up one around the front. Brezzy also there. Aroma looking for the second. Not going to find it. Brezzy is actually going to fall. So Nolson gets in for the last 15 seconds of time. Unfortunately, will be pushed out as Team Morn continue to replenish themselves as they spawn out over towards back generators. Connect 4, they are going to have the rotation, though.
no scan and repair as soon as we rotate over towards P4, right? No, we're good. All right. They connect 4. You gotta zone away Team Moon. They're unsuccessful in doing it. 2 players go down over by the plat. So an opportunity for Team Moon to move in through the main doors of Garrison. Big 3-for-2 trade is actually going to come through for Connect 4's favor. It's up to Dave. Trying to finesse their life in a 1v1 versus Brezzy. It's basically a foot race for reinforcements at this point. Team Moon, they still held the P3 spawn, so they'll get here first.
They will get there first indeed. Team Moon now earning more and more time. This is time you do not want to give away if you're a Connect 4. You're already down by quite a margin. You cannot afford to go at this hard point. And hey, just like that, they win all the gunfights. And now Team Moon, sorry, I can call them Team Moon. I'm not entirely sure why. Team Moon coming off the respawn here. But it is once again them in the hard point for the last 15 to 20 seconds. Connect 4 are going to have to focus on giving up this rotation. Nolson going to want to stop them at the first hurdle. Unfortunately, is only able to get one, but the trade should be in for Dave. Last 5 seconds, however, will go Team Moon's way. And at the moment, Andy, Team Moon having a heck of a start.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about an 80-point heck of a start for sure as we move over towards P5, which, yeah, Team Moon will be there for the initial time. They're zoning away Catwalk. They're recognizing that Connect 4. They're still spawning out towards the west side of the map, so that's going to call for PD to finesse inside of Dark. But what a great set of hard points coming out from Team Moon, and you think that that is mostly the success of the SMG lineup that Team Moon are having versus Connect 4. I mean, Lenny's at 8 and 13 compared to where we were before we reset the entire map, Brody. Lenny was popping off, but Connect 4 doing a good job. They find the kills need be, and Team Moon are now zoned away as Connect 4 look to get a handful of seconds, which are must needed for them ahead of the second set of hills.
Absolutely, this is must-need time. Nolson wins a huge one-on-one in rotation. That effectively shuts out this rotation coming through for Team Moon. Now, I mean, they've got a player going all the way around the back. That's going to be Brezzy as Team Moon look to entrench on this next rotation. Connect 4 getting the scrap time. Joe, unfortunately, is going to fall, but Team Moon now going to spring the trap. They get a couple of kills in their favor. Nolson, the last player left up close by, who can do anything. Now Connect 4 coming off the spawns here. They've got players out towards lights. They're looking to, at the very least, contest this time. Dave on the hard point. He is going to fall. No way does PD get that too. He does. And now Team Moon should be able to capitalize on this by picking up some more time.
13 and 8 for Aroma. 14 and 9 for Brezzy. And before we ended up hopping inside the first go-ahead of the Garrison hardpoint, I was really talking up Brezzy. I mean, look at it, just their stat line alone. 1 minute and 30 of hardpoint time, 15 and 10. That's your SMG player for Team Moon, and that is a very cornerstone of a reasoning of Team Moon's success through that first set of hills. But Connect 4 going in towards the second set, really tough go of things as far as battling for the rotation over towards P2. There's 10 seconds to fight for towards P1, and well, Team Moon, they have the rotation and set up for P2 again.
And there is a way for Connect 4 to hit this pretty quickly and break early into this hard point, but you got to win these ones right out the gate here. And as Genesis takes down Linny, Genesis takes down Dave, all the kills going in Team Moon's favor. That is a great rotation for them as they look to maintain their advantage versus Connect 4. And now Connect 4, well, I mean, this isn't the danger zone just yet, but Team Moon, they've managed to maintain their advantage. Now the ones again come on inside this hard point. Brezzy's left alone. He picks up 2, still on a spree. Is going to get taken down. So Connect 4 are going to find their way on in, but for how long? As Team Moon right off the respawn, able to survive. And now Connect 4, you are spawning in a horrible place, not only for this hard point, but for the next as well.
I mean, Connect 4, they're not in the danger zone. No, not yet. But, I mean, that is a freeway exit that is coming up right around the corner for Team Moon. They're zoning away Connect 4 inside of that very dark area of Cobblestone. And that's that very scary spot that Connect 4 were stuck in that Brody was talking about. But now we got to look towards the rotation. 2 players for Team Moon actually spawn over by lights. Big 1v1 actually happens. Genesis is able to take down Joe. So now with their presence back here, that's what I was wondering. Where was Joe going to spawn? They actually spawned in back Jenny's. So they need some help back here to Team Moon. Luckily enough, Connect 4 are going to be able to find the kills, but you got to get Brezzy off this hill.
Brezzy has just been a problem, looking for his third now once again on this spree, 21 and 12. He's having one heck of a game here, Andy, and Brezzy will not stop for anybody. Finally, Linny takes him down, but by that point, Brezzy has done enough to waste some time for the rest of Team Moon to get here. Aroma and PE both still close by. PE's going to force, and now just Aroma at the front of the hard point. And the problem for Connect 4 is you got to get into this hard point. You cannot let this time fall by the wayside, and that's exactly what's happening. Dave, all right, Dave, no problem. He's pretty good with the Krig 6, but immediately shut down once again by one of those 2 pieces. Make it 3. Why the hell not for Genesis inside the kill feed, as now Team Moon should be able to pick up that scrap time, and they have a 100-point difference here.
100-point difference for sure. And over by the trash hill we go. Petey's going to slip inside the vents. How are you going to break this if you are Team Moon? We would hope that this kill comes through. It absolutely does. You still got players top green for Connect 4. This is all very worrisome. Aroma's going to try to deal with this. A couple shoulders gotten thrown. Kills are starting to come their way. Team Moon break it from the front.
There you go, Team Moon. The kills go their way. They can still finish it here. Okay, no longer, as they jump in the hill just a little bit too late. So they can no longer finish on the hard point. We will be seeing a P5 no matter what. But regardless, really, this is still not time you want to give up if you're a Connect for a PD inside green. There's no way that PD should be getting that gunfight. He doesn't even get the first shot. For heaven's sake, I know the AK's better in that position. Somebody shut down PT, please. Finally, Nelson does it. Nelson has been picking up 2 pieces throughout this game. Picks up yet another one, but at this point, the damage is done again. Team Moon, they have got ever so close to that 250-point mark.
I mean, they just need the 15 seconds, and they're just going to try to zone away middle of the map. Spawn out comes by way for Genesis, is all the way back by P3, but they just lost a teammate. And now he gives Connect 4 the opportunity to play through the middle of the map, but to play this clean of Hardpoint is a very tall ask when a pinch comes through because of Genesis' spawn, but Connect 4 doing a good job of just existing in the hill for the time being.
Team Moon, just 15 points away from victory here, Andy. All it will take would be one good push. Can they do it? Aroma able to pick up that first blood. Genesis also preparing for a pincer movement. Takes those first shots off. Why the hell not getting that kill? Brezzy also there for 2. Team Moon, they have broken in. Linny is the last player close that could do something about this. You do have Connect 4 coming off the spawn here. Can they find their way in? Well, they do get Team Moon out of the hard point. They do actually win a couple of gunfights, but it comes down to a 1 versus 1. Dave is actually going to win it, and Connect 4 will see that next hard point as Team Moon spawning behind.
Yeah, if the leader's advantage wasn't already cinching in enough for Team Moon, that 7 seconds is definitely going to be felt out for Connect 4. Now you got to rotate, you got to keep P1 in your favor, and well, they will be here for the initial time, but now you got to keep top catwalk every single gunfight, Brody. We're talking 3-for-1 trades. Connect 4, that is the only kill feed, is going to be exceptional for them to really come back inside this game.
It's the only kill feed that's really going to be acceptable at this point. You need that. If you are Connect 4, and the first kill does go Petey's way, gets the hell out of dodge for Brezzy to then pick up the slack. Nolson, what can you do? Turns around, knows Pete's going to be inside dark, but doesn't win the gunfight. And now Team Moon feeling the pressure inside this hill. You can't afford to be broken. Petey, what can you do for us? You can pick up 2 kills. Will get those last 2 kills in for Team Moon. And what a performance from them there. Brezzy, PE, all the players really having an absolute monstrous game. And even though the scoreline at the end wasn't dominant, they felt like they were in control for pretty much the entirety of that hard point.
I'm not gonna lie, Brody. There was a point in time during that first hard point in the last set of hills. I honestly thought Connect 4 were going to be able to hold strong, and we were going to see the rotation go over towards P2, and then that's where it was going to come towards the conclusion. But again, that one break, that leader's advantage that you have in Hardpoint, that's your win condition. All we need is that one good gunfight that Brody was talking about inside of P5 through the second set of hills that Team Moon were searching for through what almost felt like 2 hills straight. They finally find it inside of P1, and they're able to close out the game 250 to 188. And you're absolutely right to sing the praise of Brezzy. Again, I want to say that they finally eclipsed past 2 minutes total worth of OBJ score inside of the hard point, while also going God knows how positive in the KD ratio. That's an SMG player that you would definitely love to have on your roster. So that way it allows the rest of the team, such as PD, to play those lurking angles, to allow Aroma to play those suspended tanks, top green, top catwalk, whatever it may be, play those power positions for an AR. And then when you're always worried about Brezzy just inside the hill and Aroma playing these angles, you never really worry about, or never really think twice about where PD and Genesis are located at.
Absolutely you don't. Well, let's take a look at our upset then for this series to remind you guys about where we currently lie now. That it is going to be Team Moon 1-0 up with that 250 to 188 victory on Garrison Hardpoint. Next up is Raid, Search, and Destroy in the series. Andy, what do you make of this map for these two teams?
Yeah, I'm wondering how this ended up coming through. I mean, maybe Team Moon just went a run back at it. You just lost a 67K on this one in 5 rounds, or in 7 rounds, rather. Excuse me. I was 6-1, and you and I were just sitting here watching that. Is just devastated. Because 67K, albeit they are actually on the main channel right now, which you can see on your screen if you go to youtube.com/COD Challengers. They are currently 1 map down versus Orglis, but that's a team when you go and you look at the spread of things. going in towards day number 2, they were the only team that walked out 0-2. That's just when you're one outlier. For Team Moon, I mean, that kind of throws a wrench in the entire system, that Connect 4 potentially could have an opportunity here to take away the search and destroy, given how the rest of the day has gone for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really intriguing, actually, isn't it? Because this team in Team Moon, obviously, we did just see them kind of get beaten down by 67k on Raid Search and Destroy. It is just one of those interesting things. Is that 67k coming out and surprising them? Is that a potential weakness in Team Moon's, I guess, status quo? Can they perform well in Search and Destroys? We haven't actually got to see Team Moon play so far, really. And it's going to be very interesting because at the end of the day, they are a new team. This roster, so their search and destroy strategies are going to still be pretty fresh. We are only in week 1, of course, of this split in Challengers Elite. So Connect 4 definitely have a distinct advantage, I would say, here, in that they've been together for much longer. Their raid, search and destroy strategies by this point will be pretty seasoned. For me, it's just going to come down to the execution. And if I am this Team Moon roster, I say what I always say with a team like this, which is, you need to just start running at people as a team. Just come out, try and catch Connect 4 with their pants down, and maybe that's how you walk away with a map victory here.
I mean, hell, that's exactly what happened in our first series of the day, Brody. I mean, Rams were relentless as far as search and destroy is concerned, and just pressuring out Elite 2. Now, given that was a Miami search and destroy, and take it for what you will, everybody that is very heavy on the statistician side of things, and when you are looking at Connect 4's opportunity to be able to take this map over Team Moon, like we were talking about, yes, Team Moon, they did lose this. It's 6-1 versus 67k, but as we have a very break in the lobby, I'll continue to hit this point home. Connect 4, their raid search and destroy win yesterday was actually against 67k. They did that in around 11, so I guess you could also throw a ball into the air and really start wondering how good 67k truly are at this map mode combo, but what Connect 4 are truly have ahead of them, whether or not Team Moon are going to be able to take what they learned not even a whole hour ago, it seems, versus 67k going in towards this map mode combo.
Absolutely. It's super going to be interesting. I think that much is for sure. We do finally get into the map. Apologies for the delays, guys. I know that obviously, we were waiting quite a long time for this series to get underway anyway, because of course Team Moon were in that 5-game thriller versus 67k actually on the main stream. And then of course, we did have a long while to get into map number 1 properly and scan and repair and such. So we apologize for any delays, guys. Of course, most of this is completely out of our hands, but we love bringing you guys this coverage at home. I hope you guys are absolutely enjoying it. And of course, as Andy has already said, make sure you guys do already check out that youtube.com/COD Challengers stream. That is going to be the official Call of Duty stream for Challengers this year. Make sure you subscribe to all that channel for all the Challengers goodness, whether it be Challengers Elite or the open broadcast that also are going to be happening. And that's where you'll find myself, Shift, and Visions as well. So make sure you guys do check that out. But for now, let's get into Search and Destroy. It's time for a bit of the old raid, search and destroy. Team Moon 1-0 up in the series.
You go back to Connect 4, even through Elite number 1. As far as raid, search, and destroy is concerned, they only played it 3 times. They were 1-2. On offense first, our Team Moon, they want this A site. Trades are going back and forth. Now find ourselves in a 2v2, but PD's going big. Lenny left in a 1v1.
There's going to be a Roma also there in this 1 versus 1. Roma looking for a reposition, going for a dip in the pool. Getting his feet wet, his arms wet, to be fair at this point. Every bit of his body is pretty much soaking in this lovely water. Roma takes his first shot. Slinny going to get away with his life. So the dance around the map is going to continue here. Who has 2 left feet, though? That's going to be the question. Is Lenny going to go all the way around to the bedroom? Aroma looking for a new angles to retrieve this bomb. But while this dance continues on, the time is ticking down. Just 30 seconds now on the clock here. And Aroma is going to go straight for that bomb. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he will. Unfortunately, I don't think we actually caught that there in the end as he got a little bit of lag. But it is going to be Lenny winning that 1 versus 1.
And here, from the perspective of PD, you'll see the initial hit over towards this bomb, and this is what's so troublesome. You want to hit this site very fast. You know you got to worry about open staircase. PD, again, like I was talking about, goes absolutely massive, again, to no avail, because Lenny had a heads-up play. They were able to find the last trade, And instead of just holding the position, repositioning out of Bundy and going inside of Garden, which a lot of players traditionally do, Linny makes the heads-up call, who finds 3 in the round, rotates all the way over towards top bedroom just to get a gaze upon that A site. 3 players to drop, so I'm sure the information was mutual. But now Connect 4 looking to string together a couple rounds. The offense for them will move their way over towards B. They'll quickly find out this is open for them as a trade ends up coming through.
Now Connect 4 will have the space to get this bomb down over towards B. Joe may have an important one to win against Brezzy, but Brezzy, of course, going to come out on top of that one. Joe just simply didn't see him. So now Linny and Dave, they don't have the numbers, but they do, of course, have that third man in the bomb. Team Moon looking for the push in from behind. Dave will have spotted out PE. Will go for the first kill against Aroma and the second against PE. Lovely play from Dave. And now Brezzy, a 1 versus 2, has been spotted out by the second player there. And what a 2 versus 3. Dave pulled that off.
Yeah, and again, Dave has this position, and this is why this conversation always comes around. One of the more consistent ARs. Always keep your eyes out for Dave and what they can do with an AR in hand. Heads up play, just knowing that the push could come from behind inside of red, as it more so does when you're in a numbers disadvantage, but you're in a post-plant situation. Great shots, the tracking through the wall, the headshot, wall bang. Big round. Connect 4, 2 rounds in, both in their favor. Team Moon in their previous offense, you remember, was an A hit, very fast and furious-like, but they're actually going to send a player over on the other side of the wall for Zig, expecting a player for Connect 4 to potentially push on through. It's all information play for Team Moon this time around.
Team Moon, as you say, they're playing this one a lot more passive, learning from their mistakes from round number 1. Connect 4, though, not playing their game. Just going to play this as equally as passive. Joe has a lot on his plate, though, here. Going to take some shots. Dave is there, though. Dave picks up 2, and immediately Team Moon find themselves in a disadvantageous position. You're in a 2 versus 4. You're the ones that have to get this bomb down. And I think, to be honest, at this point, you have to find an advantage before you make that move. Linny inside basketball. He is not even able to get one. Now it's just a 1 versus 3. PT is in it.
And this is a big chance now for Connect 4. Whether or not the kill might end up coming through, Dave would love to have it. They're on 5 straight through 2 rounds now. Whether or not this is going to be communicated, got to be careful because Dave is lurking through the middle of the map. This kill would be big for them to start getting closer towards our artillery strike. PD wants to extend the round, so they're going to stick the bomb. Dave has a double weapon setup. He's going to hit this. PD's going to get trapped. They will go down. That's the 6th kill plus the defuse for Dave. They will be so close to this artillery strike, and that's essentially what Connect 4 are gonna play for. And that little pinch and maneuver, bait and switch pinch play that came through from Linny over by the basketball courts was also massive because Linny and Dave were both on 4 right there. So one of them was going to walk away with getting closer towards streaks, and that's one of the most, that's such a heads-up play that Connect 4 were able to exhibit there.
It's just dominance at the moment for Connect 4 in this search and destroy. I think we're really starting to see some of those early search and destroy strategies coming out from Team Moon where maybe they haven't got them down just yet. But for all of these players, maybe besides PE, it has absolutely been a struggle and trying to put a stop to Connect 4. Let's see if they can do it here going into this round. It's Connect 4 on the offense. You got to keep Dave Streaks at the back of your mind. If you're Team Moon, you're going to be well aware that they are on the cards. And look at this Team Moon play coming in from behind. It's both PE and Genesis. Unfortunately, they have been clocked. And now Genesis has to survive. He does pick up 1. But Dave, he gets this kill against Genesis. There it is. The artillery strike has been earned. And now you're very close to a cruise missile as well. Brezzy in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, this is the round more than likely going to be a 4-0 favor for Connect 4. Unless Brezzy does some miraculous things with the Krig 6. Or a player that can explode at any given point in time, but I think the bigger narrative was that streak that was earned as one more kill ends up coming through. I believe that was Dave that was able to lock down said kill. So that's going to be the cruise missile that is more than likely earned. Dave is fully streaked out. You are 4 rounds down, 0-4 against this Connect 4 roster. I mean, what the hell do you even do comes to mind here, Brody, because now you have resources online. Dave is 8-1. Team Moon, even when they were able to find the first blood over by the A site in their opening offense, were unable to close out the round, and ever since then, Connect 4 are just relentless through the search.
They absolutely are. Connect 4 looking good. Dave on a 9-3 now. Nelson also picks up 2 in the round. Aroma in a 1 versus 4. He is dead to rights. And that round went on so fast, literally so fast, that the game lagged behind ending the round. There was a second, that happens every so often where the round ends so fast that the game can't really process that the round's over before it's even really started. Well, hey, that's what happens when two teams just hit mid.
The last time on offense, I mean, Team Moon, they made it through the middle of the map unscathed. That time around, Connect 4, they put all 4 players inside a kitchen. You get that angle first on the defense. AR is just not throwing shots in the back of their teammates' heads. They were able to walk away with 3 clean kills. Coordinated team shots in all. Map point here for Connect 4 in a dominating fashion with Dave fully streaked out 9 straight. Offense looks like it wants to be an A hit. 3 players defensively for Team Moon or over by the B site.
Connect 4 looking very strong in this search and destroy. Can they make it a flawless S&D at that? The ping comes in from Dave. Now he has the information to where at least a couple of these players are. First blood does go the way of Brezzy, but time is going to be the factor here, and of course those streaks as well. This should very easily, to be fair, be around for Connect 4. Bend it like Beckham into the Tiki. That's exactly what Dave's able to do, and now Brezzy 1 versus 2. That artillery strike is still yet to come down, so Dave, all he has to do in this position is just play time. Brezzy dead to rights. Connect 4, a flawless search and destroy.
They've only died once. That says something right there. Called in streaks. Able to solidify the round. And I mean, this Connect 4 roster, the biggest opportunity that Team Moon had, it really seemed that it came by way of their first offense. Ever since then, every single first blood was almost going in Connect 4's favor. They were always controlling the pace of the rounds, getting middle of the map in their favor. And even when they had the numbers advantage and they knew that a power position was still available for Team Moon to try to clutch out the round, they didn't care. They just pushed it all the way through. You called for Team Moon to try to get aggressive there, Brody. They tried to a handful of times, but Connect 4, they just pulled themselves back. They wait for the unforced error. Everything Team Moon tried to throw at Connect 4 just did not work in that raid search, man.
Yeah, I do really have to give it to them. I think, what we said, as you just said, right? We said that they needed to come out of the gate swinging, and they really did try. They really did.
Yes,
It was just kind of like they got shut down. And, it wasn't like it was a complete blowout in the rounds. I think that's really important. Even though it was a blowout in the overall search and destroy 6-0, some of those rounds were very close. A lot of them did come down to sort of 1v1s. However, I say that some of them were very clean play from Connect 4 to be able to just come straight out the gate, take them down. I mean, there was one round there, I think it was round number 5, I want to say it was, where literally they ended the round before the game could process that the round was actually done. That does happen sometimes. Sometimes Cold War likes to lag behind a little bit, and that was one of those times Connect 4 were able to end it so quickly, man, so quickly. Just a really good showing, I think, from Connect 4 there.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like you talked about, I mean, I like the setups, the ability to be able to cover each other for the trades. Even in that first round, when first blood was found, again, I can only hit this first round so much further because that's where Team Moon were able to look the best and where you really got to see some core fundamental play being called out. The rotation came through for Connect 4 to then reinforce from Wheelbarrow inside of Money. All those trades ended up coming through. Their search and destroy is very scary, especially against this roster of Team Moon. But then you could also look at on the other side of the coin here, right, Brody? I mean, through at least the past 2 hours, all day today, Team Moon have successfully taken 1 round of raid search and destroy, and that was off of 67K, of which they lost in a map 5. Not a good spot to be in, given how search and destroy is quite the pivotal map mode that you really want to have in your arsenal, given the circumstances for the entire Elite number 2.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, I think if I remember, it was quite common for Connect 4 to go to Game 5 in Stage 1. I might be misremembering that, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. So it would be quite interesting to see sort of how Game 5 does go down. I think quite clearly at the moment, this Team Moon roster, I mean, we've only seen 2 maps from them, of course, on stream earlier on with the official YouTube stream, and of course now with this map number 2. But
Right.
their search and destroy, it seems to have some holes in it. I think that much is for sure. But of course, we're still pretty early on in Stage 2 here. There's still quite a lot of time to fix your mistakes. But again, you have to reiterate, for these 2 rosters, it is very important that you do not lose this matchup. You're already both 1 and 2. You go 1 and 3, you might find yourselves in a hole that will be very hard to dig yourselves out of. But we are jumping into Garrison control here, Andy. It's going to be a swing game in the series.
Connect 4 lost this, or beat 67k 3-1 on this map mode combo. That could end up being something that we could end up talking about later on if it ends up coming to be. But as far as Respawn is concerned, you go back towards that replay that we had to start off this series, Brody. Team Moon were quite convincing in denying all of the map away from their adversaries. But as far as control is concerned, they did lose on this map mode combo versus Orgless. They are 0-2 overall, as they also lost to Elite 2. That was on a checkmate control, but even still, a swing map mode combo ahead of us. We are underway here. The offense early going of things here for Connect 4 do a great job. We hop into it late, but it's coming up all blue in that kill feed.
Okay. Somebody, can somebody get the defibrillator, please? Team Moon, they're in trouble early on in this round. Connect 4 stacking that A zone. They know that Team Moon have to put pressure here. They've already given up B. This could be over very quickly, and it is. Dude, so our observer doesn't have an SSD, right, guys? I'm pretty sure that's apparent at this point. We didn't even, I think we got to see less of that round than there actually was overall. I think we got to see less than 50% of that round just because of how quick it was. That is insane.
So yeah, you always hear me talking about this, and a lot of casters, analysts will always talk about the opening break-off and what it means for control, and especially for Garrison and Checkmate. It's that Haydn times 10. And, you know, Connect 4, they're able to win the gunfight so convincingly. They get presence on both the zones, and they send rogue players over towards the zones, or over towards the spawns for Team Moon. They were reeling from there on out. They couldn't get presence, nor win the gunfights. That's what it looks like, winning the break-off so convincingly from an offensive perspective. Team Moon wanted to try to recreate that. Joe's down low over by Dark, has some help from across the way. It's just up to Roma, who's not going to be alive for long, and here comes Connect 4 towards the spawns of Moon.
Connect 4, if they can get this spawn trap going pretty quickly, Team Moon will find themselves in trouble. Joe picking up that kill against PE. That is going to be an artillery strike for him now on a 5 spree. Oh, Joe! Joe, stop it! He plays catch with Brezzy. Oh my goodness. Good boy, he says. He takes the nade. And now Connect 4. Well, there's 45 seconds on the clock. Finally, maybe a resurgence coming through.
Even lives. You just got to worry about stopping this clock. 40 seconds now remaining. Hoping to zone away through the middle of the map. Most focus for Connect 4 is actually over by the A zone. Expecting for Team Moon to put 1 or 2 players over there. Could give up top green. But Aroma will be that player to hold that line for the time being. Now over towards the B zone. 2 players will try to stack this for Team Moon. Connect 4, they're not really dedicating any numbers towards fully clearing this one out. Just 1 here and there trying to get the kills. But it looks like they're fully going to give it up. And they do.
Well, not the worst position in the world now for a Team E to find themselves in, but as Connect 4 get a fresh set of kills, now they're back to square one. Okay, Nolson takes the feet away of Aroma. And now 1 minute 25 on the clock here. Team Moon, they do have quite a bit of time to work with, but Connect 4 are in some serious power positions. But I think Team Moon looking to bypass that entirely. As Genesis picks up 1. That's going to be Linny. Not concerned with Joe or Nolson just yet, and Genesis has actually slipped the defensive line. I think they might be aware that somebody has, and there you go. Nice Semtex coming in from Linny. They should be able to shut him down. The question is it before he kills somebody? No, it's not. Genesis will fall, though. And now Team Moon, I mean, you got to find a way through.
We'll try to get that mini-map uncovered for you also. You can see all the action on the mini-map just as we are seeing it, but you got to be trying to focus your way through the middle of the map. And inside bricks, if you are Team Moon, you're down by 5 lives, but not out of it yet. 40 seconds remaining. You're trying to make a play happen. First player in will be Brezzy. They're going to get the first kill, but Linny's quick for the trade. Team Moon now have an opportunity to try to work their way inside the A zone with numbers.
They do indeed. Team Moon looking to come in from behind. It's effectively a 2 versus 2. Aroma and Genesis now just Aroma. He picks up 1. Turns over to the Diamante for the second kill, but a slap to the face from Nolson. That's going to shut him down. 25 seconds or so left now. Team Moon, you're in go time. Brezzy, unfortunately, is going to fall. That just leaves Petey and Genesis now on this pushing from behind. They have to be the advanced guard, the ones to make this first push in. Petey able to pick up 1. Unfortunately for him, though, Genesis is now going to fall, and Petey has to do this, has to get inside the point. First 2 shots do come on through. Petey is going to fall. Now it is just Brezzy from the other side, not even able to finish the first kill, and Connect 4. Little bit shaky there at the end, but it doesn't matter. They get the job done.
And again, when you lose that first defense for control, you start to feel the pressure because you have to win an offensive round. Connect 4 did a great job of just giving up the B zone when it seemed most plausible, not giving up too many lives. They hold bricks. They hold their spawn with the tank. And over by the tax sat. Only will barely allow Team Moon to work their way in there. And now Connect 4. The ability to be taking this to a 3-0 over Team Moon in a swing map mode. You're on Garrison control. Would really set the pace going in towards map number 4. But Team Moon, an opportunity to try to win a defense. Here comes Connect 4. This could be potentially what we missed, Brody. They're all hopping up in top green, but PD says absolutely not.
He only gets one, though. Trade's now coming. Okay, well, Brezzy, I think you kind of needed to trade that. Now Connect 4, they've got effectively full control over towards A. And Team Moon, you can never afford to give up A as the control point first. It puts you in a horrible position for the remainder of the round. Linny looking to pick up one. Trade's coming on through, though. Connect 4 are going to have this point contested sooner or later. Surely, I mean, they're all going through Outer. None of them picking up the kills, though. Finally, they do. But 2 ticks of progression on this point for Connect 4. That is a solid start.
Really good control, though. I mean, look, it immediately lost the gunfight, so the respawns worked their way over towards B. Top green control. That was already looked at by Nolson and Joe. They find the kills. Player number 5 of Aroma just has to keep their life for the time being. But the second tick of progress will be secured over by B. Team Moon, I would really love for them to completely give up the B zone. That is going to be the call. Go reinforce the middle of the map. Get players top green, and because you only have 1 tick to truly give up and 2 minutes left to play.
This is just so horrible. I mean, there's 2 minutes in play, as you say. 1 tick is all they need. Nolson able to pick up 1. I mean, you make the slightest mistake, and this game of control is over before you can even blink, really. Team Moon, gotta have a perfect round of control from here on out. Can they do it? Dave in the back line looking a bit of stop to it. He's almost able to get that second kill. Unfortunately for him, though, doesn't get it, and now it is literally just PE on this point at the moment. I'm not sure Connect 4 will be aware of that, but here comes the streak from Joe. Gonna streak in Satellite. Not gonna take out PD, but that is gonna get Genesis in the backline. Now just Brezzy on the point. He gets 1. Linny doesn't want to challenge the point just yet. He's waiting for Nolson to come in from behind. Now Connect 4. They stack the point. The cruise missile should put a lid on this game, and it will. Doesn't even get a touch. The map. And Connect 4. A great control from them there. And that first round, it was just so damaging.
It was, yeah. And again, going straight in towards this final offense. 2 offenses, just sheer aggression coming out from Connect 4. They were able to get 2 ticks of progress over towards A. And, you know, it's smart from Team Moon. You can't just try to contest it all willy-nilly. You got to wait for the numbers and work your way up from ramp. But that's how fast these captures come through on control when you do stack it the way that you saw from Connect 4. And there's only so many times that you see that actually going in the way for the offense. Typically for the defensive player that is over by the Satellite, where PD was able to find the first blood for that round, can feast because the players are stuck in a mantle coming over inside of top green, but they overwhelm PD. And they just completely controlled the zone, get those 2 ticks of progress. They lost the gunfight, shifted all of their focus over towards B. I mean, Team Moon, rightfully so. They had to go make sure that A zone was still okay. Top green was in their favor. By that point, you had 2 players for Connect 4 already capturing the B zone. It was just such a different pace that I'm sure Team Moon were just not ready for, as they were really struggling through that entire control. Apart from that one offense where they narrowly got to the A zone, they just could not stop the clock in time. But this Connect 4 team take the swing map mode, and again, like I talked about, that's really scary going in towards this 4th map of Hardpoint raid.
It is. Now, one thing I would say is, you know, we have seen Team Moon play very well on Hardpoint. That map number 1 was a very good performance from them right out of the gate.
Yes.
However, I would be cautious to say going into raid that this will be the same situation. Now, the reason I say that is because you and I know that Garrison is a map that can very quickly get out of hand. I mean, that, you know, if you're down by a large amount of points on Garrison control, or Garrison Hardpoint, sorry, it's very difficult to get back into this game. Raid, I would say, is a different situation entirely. I mean, this is so heavily reliant on rotations, really, that I don't think this is a map where, realistically speaking, if you're 100 points or so down, yes, it's still hard. That is always going to be the case for Hardpoint, regardless of what map you're on, but it's certainly easier to make a comeback on a map like this than it is on Garrison.
Yeah, absolutely. Raid Hardpoint, since it's coming towards the rotation, what we've been able to analyze is that this is probably one of the most swing-heavy Hardpoint maps because of the way the rotations work. The way the middle of the map works is very different than even, say, Moscow or Garrison Hardpoint. Any other Hardpoint map, Raid can flip on your enemy's head as long as you're able to dictate the pace and at least try to resurge yourself through the second set of hills. We even saw that in our first series of the day, but it really comes down to what pressure you're going to end up having. Connect 4 were lackluster in that first Hardpoint when we got the lobby reset, expecting Linny to try to step it up here on raid.
Absolutely, we are. Connect 4 starting this one strong. Aroma gonna fall. That is just by the finest of margins as well as Nolson picks up that kill. Connect 4 will win the first set of trades as they look to get control, but it is a trade-heavy hill right out of the bat here. Pretty characteristic, of P1. Generally, whatever Call of Duty you're in, whatever hardpoint map you're in, that is always going to be the case as the trades go back and forth, and we will sooner or later see a fight for those spawns.
Yeah, we are down to scrap time now, so the focus for the setup of 2 is what Team Moon we're really going to be focusing on, and Connect 4 are going to be focusing on the break for these spawns. 2 kills actually go way over by P1. Connect 4 are in control, and Olsen actually pushes all the way past P2. Brezzy's going to try to keep their life back. Jungle, it won't last for too long, so the P2 spawns will be here for Connect 4, but Team Moon, given where they spawned at and how small this map is comparatively to the others, have already worked their way through the middle of the map and are fighting for the initial time.
Well, that's a good break right back from Team Moon. They find their way on in. Connect 4 do have a couple of players in the back line, of course. 2 players spawning over towards Ring as well. So Team Moon still have a lot of work to do here on this hard point to gain some time. Just looking for these kills around the back now. You should have not Joe and Dave waiting for their teammates to come in with a pincer movement. Never mind, they go straight in for it. PE, unfortunately, unable to get more than a kill there in that last 25 seconds or so. I mean, I was going to say it should go the way of Connect 4, but unusually, they're actually still spawning out over towards basketball. And now, Team Moon should get that scrap time, but that's not the worst thing in the world, is it, for Connect 4?
Yeah, Linny and Olsen were over by Zig, so I think that's what probably forced the game to spawn Team Moon in by basketball court, but that gives the rotation for Connect 4, plus the contested time over by P2 to potentially set up here in Garage, but Team Moon, again, much like in P2, they're already threatening it. They're trying to break it in through the front, 1-for-1 trade. A really big opportunity for now for Linny, who's going to try to keep their life, and well, the kills come their way, so Connect 4, they will have the initial time of P3.
They will indeed. Team Moon now got to find your way in. Connect 4 are going to start setting themselves up here from this initial push. Genesis is able to take down Nolson, but he'll more likely than not just spawn in right next to this hard point. So not a major problem for Connect 4, but that will open up an opportunity here for Team Moon to try and find their way in. And then they're going straight in through the front. I love this play. The gall of it comes down to just a 1v1 now. Nolson versus Aroma. Aroma's going to go around the back here to maybe put a stop to this scrap time as the rest of his team do rotate. Nolson is, of course, going to win that gunfight with the help of Dave.
So now we rotate over towards basketball courts. 15 seconds are going to be given up towards Connect 4. This is going to let their lead grow. Team Moon, they want this setup, but again, you're already threatening power positions. Kitchen is gone. Connect 4 are here. They're going to go back by way through the spiral staircase. Team Moon, they got to get these kills, but Connect 4, what a break coming on in 2v2 for the hill.
It's going to Brezzy trying to win this one. He's also got the support of Aroma, and those are 2 huge ones. You cannot let that time go to Connect 4, especially as you were the ones in on the rotation, but that does not by no means mean that the pressure is up just yet. Connect 4 still have the presence here to try and pincer in onto this hard point. The question is, how quickly do they go for it? Joe and Linny are ready for it. Dave trying to come in through Tiki. He's going to get shut down, and all the ones go in the way of Team Moon. It is just Linny now left alive here. 1v1 inside, 1v2, sorry, inside the hard point. Able to pick up 1, though. Aroma going to win the trades. Aroma now has 2 players to deal with, just trying to waste time for PE to come round with the support, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Joe should be dead to rights, and he will be, and that's important time there for Team Moon to pick up.
Back and forth we go. Contested time here and there. Team Moon with a slight lead inside of P5, but look at the zoning for Connect 4. Player number 1, Nolson, is about to have a big opportunity in front of him. 2 players from Team Moon are actually rotating in the back part of Zig. They split up. One goes inside of red. Nolson finds the first. Another player's over here is going to be Brezzy trying to find the trade, but across the lane, Connect 4 are able to find 3 total kills, so they'll be here for the initial time, forcing Team Moon to spawn over by Garage.
Well, a very even game at the moment. Connect 4 are in this hard point. Team Moon, though, they're ready to push in from multiple different angles. How the Connect 4 deal with this pressure? Well, like that. Just like that. Joe picks up 2 inside Kitchen. And look at the streaks right now. Everybody is on 1. Connect 4 starting to heat up in this game. And Team Moon do not want to let this happen. But Connect 4 just refuse to die here. You've got a player already starting to look at rotation. That's going to be Dave. And this is just a horrible position for Team Moon to find themselves in. They do take Joe off his spree. Now Linny looking to get another one. Surely not Linny! What? How does he get that kill on a Genesis? I'm absolutely bewildered as Connect 4 looking to earn some streaks. Nolson on 4, Dave on 5, and Connect 4 are in control of the rotation. What the hell is going on?
First set of hills going to have Connect 4 with the lead over Team Moon, 138 to 95. Going over towards P1 is where is going on, Brody. And I'm still trying to forcefully play their hand as Team Moon inside of Spiral. It's not going their way. Connect 4 did such a great job inside of P5, just zoning through the middle of the map, always having an AR or an SMG, whatever was closest from the spawn, looking at an open staircase via the kitchen and Zig. And this is where their lead is really going to start growing. And this is what's so damning about P5 in towards the second set of hills. Look at Connect 4 setup. They have the middle of the map. They have P1 time. And they have the close spawns for P2. Aroma's actually going to flank through Spiral Staircase while two players work through the middle of the map. They really got to break inside P2 because if they don't get at least 50 here, Brody, this map is over.
Indeed it is. Connect 4, they've looked so good on the last couple of rotations. I believe Nolson will have actually earned his artillery strike effectively off hill time. Now he certainly has after picking that kill. Now, of course, looking to earn his cruise missile. Not a problem for Nolson, who's on an 8 spree now. Connect 4 have completely exploded over the last few hills. Nolson, just somebody please stop Nolson. He's on a 9 spree at the moment. Dave also starting to heat up in this game. Connect 4 in control of this hard point now. Team Moon looking to find their way on in. Streak coming in from Nolson, though. This should put a stop to this. Gonna go in for a Genesis. Will get it. Team Moon, though, spawning in the backline for the last few seconds of time. 30 seconds still to go here. So still quite a lot of time to give up if you are Team Moon. But Nolson in from behind. He's finally stopped Team Moon. I was going to say finally have a moment to breathe here, but Dave just won't relent. He finally comes in, takes Team Moon out of the equation, and now look at the rotation as well. Connect 4, they're over there.
Dave now on a 3 spree, 22 and 11. That 12 spree from Nolson at 23 and 6 now. You talked about the rotation over towards New. Yeah, Connect 4 are already over here. One or two players already threatening the scrap time. It will be soaked up. But inside of P3, Joe's threatening from the AC unit. You got player number 8 of Genesis is trying to keep their life. Reinforcements got to get here because Connect 4 only need 26 seconds.
Connect 4, 26 seconds is all they need. Team Moon need to see perfect hardpoint play from them from here on out. PD going to take down Joe, so that's a good start. But still quite a lot of time, quite a lot of chances therefore for Connect 4 to find their way on in. And I really love this from Connect 4 at the moment. They're playing this one pretty safe. They know they can afford to give this time up for Team Moon. And if there is an opening, well, then you pounce on it. I don't know if one's going to present so, but I think one does actually here. Nolson spawns over towards the vent. That'll give them the time here they need. No longer can they win it off this hill. So now you're going to see a rotation coming through here. The race is on, and PT is trying to win it, but unfortunately, he is not fast enough.
Not fast enough at all, and you got to try to soak up scrap time, but at the same point in time, you are rotating across the entire map, so you might just see a 3-second leave on the P3 time, just so Linny or the rest of the team, 14 Moon, can get over here across the map, and that's actually going to be the case. So Connect 4, they will be here for the initial time. Such a hard map to break in, especially with Nolson calls in the ping.
Nelson's still got the streak as well. I mean, that is a perfect backup plan. You just need 10 seconds or so now. Team Moon, they are nowhere to be found as soon as his streaks come in. This should be GG's because those players will not be able to get in. There it is. It only even affects one player. But what the hell? As Connect 4, they bang home a 3-1 victory here in the series. A very well-deserved one at that. That hardpoint was just amazing.
I mean, you could go back to that opening hardpoint on Garrison, and then from there on out, Connect 4, they just woke the heck up. And splashed some cold water in their face or whatever it may be, but the SMG presence all the way down to ARs. Every member for Connect 4, Nolson, Joe, Linny, Dave, played such a key role in all three maps that they just won in sequence of each other to be able to take down Team Moon. And you go down on that raid hardpoint, it was just so many different things that we could end up talking about. I mean, Nolson's 12 spree for 1. I mean, what a tangent they just went on to be able to utilize those streaks. But even before that, too, raid can spiral out of control if you are not checking these SMGs, if you are not successfully breaking inside these hills for the setups that Connect 4 seemingly always had. Even when we started in the first set of hills, Brody, Team Moon, they started off strong. They were able to play through the middle of the map. They were really doing a good job of contesting the hill time, keeping it close between Connect 4 and themselves. But then once we got to P5, something snapped inside of Nolson and Linny, as well as Dave. Hell, all 4 members, something just came to life, and they just were not losing gunfights. They were commanding every single rotation. They were able to get full 40s to 50s on every single hill from there on out.
Yeah, you can pinpoint the moment in which that game changed. You know, for the entirety of that first set of rotations, pretty much apart from P5, it was back and forth. Let's take a look at our map set while we discuss this final map quickly. Of course, I mean, you guys can see those last three maps, none of them close, to be honest with you. That first map was a stellar performance, though, from Team Moon. But, you know, as I was saying, you can pinpoint the moment when everything changed in that last map, and it was that P5. I don't know what happened. They just found another gear, and they never relented in those last few hard points. I think that was so key. They won pretty much every single engagement on the rotation, and I think probably most key of all, they didn't overcommit to the push to garage. When the chance presented itself, they went for it for that last 20 seconds of time, but they realized the rotation was more important ultimately to close out the game. And that, I think, is really just this sort of smart veteran leadership that we expect to see from a roster of veterans, really. So Connect 4 end up walking away 3-1 now from that series. I believe they're now 2-2 in terms of record here in Challengers Elite at the end of week number 1. Unfortunately for Team Moon, not so great, 1-3.
Yeah, now you're going to be looking towards day 3 and 4 in week number 2. How much can you learn? How much VOD do you have on the rest of the teams? Because these round robin matchups, now you're sitting at 1-3. You're going to be right there with 67K as they just got 3-0'd by Orgless on the mainstream. So now you're going to be tied with them. So you're mostly looking at your matchups going forward. Which ones are winnable? Because now you got to be battling for that last 6th place position. The elimination bracket is what seemingly is what's going for Team Moon forward. But on the other side for Connect 4, I mean, being at 2-1, they can be threatening to be already inside that playoff bracket. There's a lot of shaking up that could end up happening to potentially see second place open up for a team like 67K or Team Moon. But I mean, like those are very slim pickings of a chances there, brother. You are mostly looking at the elimination bracket going forward.
Yeah, this is a very competitive bracket here over in Europe and of course in North America as well. For this stream for Europe, we are done with week 1. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Of course, we're not done today here though, both on this stream and the main stream. We will have more action as we go into North America's day number 2 of week 1 here in stage 2 later on. I believe it is an hour and 45 minutes. I want to say approximately thereabouts if my maths doesn't evade me. So make sure you guys return to the channel later on for that. And then, of course, youtube.com/COD Challenges. That's where you can catch up all the mainstream action, not only for the remainder of the European stream, but also for all the action that's going on with North America later on at the exact same time. Proper, any final thoughts?
We always end up saying, I feel like I'm such a broken record when I talk to you about EU Call of Duty, man. This challenger scene in Europe is just so damn competitive, and that creates for a lot of fun matchups. And when it gets to Elite and you have these round robin matchups, it creates a lot of opportunities for a lot of teams to shine. I mean, Rams are no way out of it quite yet. Those are your Elite Stage 1 champions, but even still, it's so competitive from top to bottom. No team has really a big pull ahead apart from even Team Passion on the day. But from second all the way down to 6, this is just such a competitive shakeup going in towards the second week. I'm excited.
I am very excited also. If stage 1 has taught us anything, it's that the second week of action is even spicier than the first. So make sure you guys turn up for that meal because it is going to be a feast. For now, though, guys, thank you for tuning in for the European portion of this community broadcast. We'll see you later for North America.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it, bursting through